All right, ladies and gentlemen, and next year Shibu on a Thursday evening. I'm sure it's Thursday night in Ghana. Into Otianka, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Because of good night, I'm not saying go to bed. We are going to have another defining show, and I have a very, very, very spectacular person that is going to be our resource. Is going to talk to us about what's happening in Ghana. Because we don't really get what's going on. We don't feel it. We only feel it from the vibes coming from home. So today I'm going to bring you somebody from Ghana. He's a politician and he knows what is going on. Intino or nona beso obechichi muchayen how what the e-levy is and what is going on. Not on chichi sene amamuni koso how you're feeling. Prices na koso ne sound manuma. How does he feel about it? You know, he's very vocal. He's always on radio and on TV back at home and talking about stuff like this. So one would say he knows what he's talking about. And HBR midday if you have questions, you can always come on and you know with me abana oba beside questions. So and okay, I'm trying to. If you have questions, you can always come on and come ask your questions. Otherwise, if you want to just type your question on the live feed, we'll type here. I'm going to see it. He's going to see it, and we can ask him. So I tell you, even Bisano, na wachichi much. You know, um, whilst we're waiting for him, I'm trying to send him um, a personal invite to come on. Um, to the moment, minutes. Whilst I'm doing it, you can just listen to some music. Until I'm trying to get Ivan on. Mommy, a few minutes is going to be back on. But before we ban, there's so many things that have happened in Ghana. Some the the friend is saying the e-levy has been passed. I know you guys are aware about that. Now, how it works with your sika, you too. And if you're sending money back home, you better an eye too. If the person is going to get the money out, you better an eye too. We're all going to learn that today. So, you be sure, if you feel sad, you already know what's going on. That's fine. Give me 1 minute whilst I try and get this to Miniana. Um, let me do this real quick now and twassle. But give me 1 minute whilst you listen to songs now. Maybe I say, I'm a few minutes why. I think we're struggling to get technical difficulties, Kakrantino. I'll get him on. You know, if you are watching that, please share it. Let everybody knows that we are on. And sooner or later, we're going to start the show. So, you know, maybe some few. Ivan. Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting. I was having some technical difficulties trying to give you the link. I will Facebook now. That's why I was kicking up.
No problem.
Wait, sorry. I know say it's late. By now then what that say what's your student sign count. You know, by now then what that.
All right.
Wait happy belated birthday. Nah.
Thank you. But Otimenka.
Very loud and clear.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So bibi aboko Ghana feel bia.
Oh, nyame adom. Aja kakra benden. Ade na san wa ha.
I know, right? Thanks very much for coming on in there.
Oh.
Because I know it was going to be late.
Sure.
You know, I think we will start by, giving us a very short about yourself. Just tell us a little about yourself. So people who don't know, there are people who always listen to us on radio and they are not actually watching us on TV. Maybe our own, but a few background about yourself.
Oh, okay. I think that yeah, from me, Ivan say innocent, like you've already mentioned, no? Yeah, me free BA, but I don't know whether you're familiar with the place.
I am very familiar. I'm from there myself, no problem.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So up be the almost town, matana baby, matana brekum, ako school, matana techimai, matana drobo, like almost everywhere in BA there.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
currently I'm in Accra. And yeah, I went to University of Ghana after school. And I think I've been in Accra for a while now. So I think that is the brief introduction that I can give for now.
Oh, okay. Now, like, what's your background? Like, what do you do?
Oh, I'm a nurse. I'm a senior nurse. Yes.
Really? Wow. Yes. So how come you? So why are you so versed in the affairs, like political affairs in Ghana and Africa? If you're a nurse, like what's your interest?
Okay, I think I'm a nurse. I've been reading around politics for quite some time. It's just when I have free time, I just read around it, and I think that is what I've been doing over the years. So it's like yes, it's like something I have a particular interest in, and I try to just get into it and then see what we can do at least to turn situations around. And I think somebody who is so much interested in politics. You see, often nurses, we don't get involved in politics and stuff, but I think I'm one of a kind who is much interested in world affairs, particularly politics, and what we can do in terms of policies to just reshape the whole thing. So I'm a nurse, yeah.
All right. But you bet my turn phone. Oh, sir, automatic rotate na ka turn na ka. What feel screen am I?
Okay, let me try.
Put the auto rotate on. Yes, this much better.
Okay.
So, is that a trend in Ghana now? Boys need to be brief free Ghana chep. We know say mostly now most Ghanaians, unless say be our call Legon and I say tech or your social so and also call Legon or government or something like that. And I say he's actually into politics, actively into politics. Normally people don't really, especially nurses, they don't really talk about politics.
Yeah.
Is that a new trend now? Say the new Ghanaian is so politically versed, politically open-minded, and I say politically aware of himself. And I say it's just you're just one of.
Yes. I think that my case in there, yeah, some kind of a personal interest be me war, not just in politics. I try to, when it comes to sports, for instance, this evening I was on the radio station talking sports because we were reviewing the Champions League that was played and draw and nano. So it's like I'm quite versatile. I try to read around almost everything that I come across. But I keep telling people there's all advances that the world is making in terms of social media and other technological advances that are coming now. For appreciate some level of information and knowledge. So people have become receptive to the modern trends now. So sometimes but when you go on social media, people are talking about politics. When you go anywhere, people are talking about things. Constant exposure to some of these things, and definitely, one way or the other, you may develop some kind of interest. That is why when you go on social media, the discussion that is going on, everybody is getting involved. It is not about say what degree and I say we need degree. It is not about say oh yeah nurse and now yeah nurse. It is not about say oh yeah juma now yeah juma. It's a national conversation that people are trying to get involved, whichever way because time now you woman nkasa akame with its own form of enlightenment. Oko social media crying now. Oko 1 month. You get a lot of information. Your understanding of politics it will turn because over the years, you need few media houses in there, some number cano and a shaping a man for Buddha say what you think is what you become, and whatever you think, coming from the aggregate of information what gather over the years and informal thought, then it will influence who you become. Over the years, few people know more opportunity to be in the media, use the opportunity to polarize this particular thing, NDC, MPP, and they view everything from that particular perspective issue, but maybe original and or the bachelor. But I think with this new advances, people are really getting a lot of information now, and they are beginning to ask critical questions as to why this is this, as to why I say as to why I say my other countries are developing and we are still here. People are questioning power. And I think they are bad, and it is the advances in this social technology and this availability of information all over. First, what to have an assembly to US, you're not here. But CNN is all over the place. You can just watch it online. Most Fox News is all over. They even have app. If you go on YouTube, anything that is trending, I think that you have the other side of the conversation. When you come back, you begin to compare and contrast as to why in the US people pay taxes and they use the taxes to do things, people benefit. So when you're accident, when you call the police 911, within minutes they will be there. Here we are paying the same thing, we are not getting anything. And apart traffic, when cry a nibi and hospitals, so sad. I has a penny area of obetting a plane ticket, no Yakukodro, Abana, Swatch, will be as a mayario, may call you as a Cosama idea. Now, what be someone say, you provide the healthcare, our and the business because or access to travel out. So these are questions that people are beginning to ask. I think that and then our mind Nipa be getting involved in politics today.
Oh, okay. So it's the new trend right now. Because of social media and everyone is awake.
Definitely, because time this 21st century has come with its own form of enlightenment. Unlike those days, now people enlightenment in the United States about having access to credible information, and as a information timely, and that will inform you to make choices and make decisions. Now, information is flowing. Once you have access to your friend is saying smartphone, you connect to the internet, you get a lot of information. People are having discussion. Yeah, I mean, no, having a day. Somebody will listen to it, and as a result, no, obenya some open-minded way towards politics. Then as a forum, enti ebia okodi NDC and MPP because ne papa be na otiase NDC ni and ne papa be MPP ni ye dey asante for NDC for ye dey we say those we ni na no e be pushing it off, then they will begin to form new perspective a bit me shaping or political understanding, and I know so I inform the kind of choices that they make. I think that is the changing point, that when we get there, then things will get better.
Oh, okay. So we can list this one of these, we can list this down as one of the few advantages social media is giving to us.
Sure. So social media, on the bad side, but I think that the positive side, will take advantage of you get a lot, because and now may see a language like Spanish, for instance. If you go on YouTube, there are courses all over, like lecture series that you can have access to way for free because of this particular thing. But ordinarily, you have to go and pay money to people, and you travel from one place to another for lectures and stuff. But with the social media, you can even use to learn whatever language. But who am I for more use, even asa and then asa for a whole lot. So I think yeah, if only you use it well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. That's good to hear. I mean, for once, that no Ghana all kinds of social media is good. Anytime you hear Ghana talking about, Ghana for talking about social media, we're talking about the negative side. So I'm very, very happy.
Yeah.
One of my friends was telling me, said, Tama, and I'm not trying to tell my age here, but he was telling me, said, Tama, near high school, and they were YouTuber. Can you show yourself with physics? And that's very true, because now any concept you want to learn about, you go to YouTube, you type it there, and you've got series of people trying to teach you.
Exactly. Even law, if you want to learn law, which corporate law, whatever, there are lectures on it on YouTube, like a lot of things. But it's unfortunate. There was a black so people are also using it in a negative way. And also social media, some of the videos, frequency, sometimes a bit before you shut off from this social media. So it's like the negative publicity, overshadow the positive aspect. And I acquire a man for free say, the body, but I don't see say the body. But it's unfortunate a few individuals be and they just want to say selling to people to know them, and they think a platform a bit popular, and that is all that they see. But I think that there are a number of advantages associated with it that you benefit.
That's very true. So to say, some of us here, the BIT, what is going on in Ghana. We hear it on the news, social media, but also if you're not present there, and I'm talking about Ghanaians and diaspora, Muntain Kofi, you don't really catch the vibe. It is depending on who you are listening to. And now, over on a vibe, you feel say this is what is going on. It is I said in about 3 sentences, what is going on in Ghana? What are you going to say?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear what you can.
I'm saying echo. Also, Ubisa say idea na me comfort the situation. Is that a question?
No. If I ask you, say, what's going on in Ghana, what are you going to say?
Yeah, I think that and Uba Ghana says normally see a business on my musty I said depending on where the person stands across the political divide, and a better as some of can. Yes. So if the person is for government, he will say, "Oh, everything is going on." If the person is against government, they say, "Everything is negative." So over the years, and I'm saying the clear picture now, we don't see. Even in the midst of the realities, of course, where people are complaining genuinely, there are some who still think propaganda and I'm for because that is what we've been doing over the years. So always in the realities, you mix it and we interface the whole thing with just trivia and DCMPP politics. So the most important thing I end up in here, but see, I think there's also the current picture in Ghana right now. And yet will be our Ghana because so to any from the world stage. So here's at this time, all the credible international rating agencies like Fitch, like Moody's, like yes, all of them are downgrading and to the point that Ghana. Yes, yes, you recorded B minus. Your friends saying B minus with a negative outlook. Clearly, a choice that the economy is in tatters. And I think that the president himself clearly admitted. And as I had an interview with the BBC about 2 days ago, now see questions and a journalist in the ABC and clearly natural over Ghana and Neman Koye. So I'm telling you this from even when you are standing afar and you are not in Ghana. You get certain indications that Ghana economy is really in crisis, and those of us are your hand. So I think that is the reality. And a buying company for quite recently, Ekushiawo, admitting say indeed there is crisis. Don't say omo kwatanasena ye review solution as to how or me address the situation. Ama nema koye. So clearly, a choice Nema Ecoso Ghana this state, especially with regards to the economy, and Nema Biajinsemu, apart from the Fitch, ne Moody's Adangredi, Obahasisia, Adeba quite crucial and say Eka, Ade Eka, many Ghana, Sisia Menoka say, Bank of Ghana, the first quarter of this particular 2022 Ghana, your total debt arises to 400 billion Ghana cedis. Within us, I debt to a GDP, and then compare, and I'm 81%. Clearly, when you see these signs, it shows that the country is in a mess, is in crisis. We are going to lose this particular country because loans are servicing and as if the indication is that yentimi fulfill your friend is saying your obligations as to say your finance, your debt and as a so all these are signs that it shows that or minor is clearly in distress. That's how here no now where we see now here we dollar. Then obi wa brochi no send $1 brewa baby and nam no enya de ketwa enti obi say say Ghana ni Ghana so oil na just okofa nemo US how many cities and so change and say onya dollar de akofa sa de na de aba na oba onya mfa so saying and these things now affect businesses and everybody is complaining so ebasa man nemo so bokosoro and then you know say mind mo ayedin because I heard the promises that Dr. Baumiane Nana Kufa the Ghana for say omoba bossing friend of bossing the omobi because they were telling us that John Mahama was an incompetent person, he was borrowing recklessly and Sasikano while Jia omoba how mobosia. So if such a person banner within a short space of 5 years, bossing on one bono, a buying be anywhere in the history of Ghana wabobi. Na dollar no CD no sika no no soro a so control ba bi enye ya definitely the confidence and the kind of trust among for nya wo mo de to aba man that particular thing will go off because it's like say wo de ensu asija so na wa hit na e cha ba kwa na ni nyina dan vapor some no mo kan chile ne akoya huhu some just political rhetoric no mo kan but the realities na ebe ma ye Ghana for who say indeed the city again some strength the economy is resilient, is robust. Age and the nine so and Yabusiana yebo, but Yakobobusiana yabedi, Yakobobusiana yabedi, Bosiana yaba, Unya the Papa Bia yade. Ghana has also run upon Accra Upia Bonsia. One of the major challenges, your friend is a traffic in Accra. And to be sound, putting a way up into railway, keke cranting, to be near railway la. You bet me, Abwa Ama said, Sebi, Accra, in a city where the traffic as what will come as
traffic Accra, yep.
I see traffic. whether am I extended to other areas like Kumasi, Accra? No, yenye inner city railway lines within Accra from Ebia Achimota to Kaswa to then you connect to Tema. Sembe ya woko long way. You don't need to go and join the queue for traffic and nothing for them. All these are critical things. I bet you see the burden, but you emphasize on your manager. So the reality is, say a car and I'm in Ghana and the economy is really sinking.
It's a car. I mean, what we've been made to understand from politicians say a Kanya Bonnie. Once our Bobusian be brain now, or they are there, they pay you back more Chabusian there. There's no problem about it. We can borrow as much as you want if it's going to give you the returns to pay it. It's what by the time we says 400 and something billion cities here, okay. Is that what you guys are trying to say?
Okay, from where I stand and the way I've been tracking government and its businesses and stuff, I'm not sure that they've done anything commensurate the amount, because amount Sika can 400 billion Ghana cedis, Now, what's 123 Madiaka and I busia yabo in the last 5 years, because Omo Barana Ghana ka 120 billion, and the 120 billion no free sir, your friend is saying 400 billion luma the abekano and I busia yabo in the last 5 years. Sasika yesika ketwa obi be catch us say was cheap compound. And yesika ketwa obi be catch us say was your friend is saying toilet and your friend is kitchen baby. These are projects. You catch us a monumental project that those projects ever stand the test of time. In the future, like since and Chroma year, your motorway at the Hawkers here in the 50 years in here, you can't want them. And Chroma year, your friend is saying something like Akoso Dam over 50 years in this, still we are benefiting. These are legacy projects that transcended beyond generation be able to benefit. These are the investment that you do. But in the last 5 years in Yabusika, there is absolutely nothing that is of value. I'll wait me. I can't say, oh, maybe I say health minister by parliament and everything say health sector there na my see chip compound. Na chip compound the two the sasika do we see chip compound district hospital kromunya NCB na ya bani abeka salt ya beka salt say be agenda 111 and no narrative no that krom, but when you go to the district if you have land cry nyanje. So everything has turned out to be like deception, and I hear that Ghana for because obofi say nipa dodo na ye wo mind mo ye nyusu ya adwen. It's about NDC and the MPP politics. So where the person has done something as a action, so dino ko jina mbara ni mbisa na no asem no obekọ no bia no e comedy no ayere no ho jina social media defend do watem abewa wo kind of no. So that is the basic understanding of politics I hear there. So some of these things would definitely incentivize politicians. It will motivate them to do the worst because of this nipa na odi almost ni nipa munim nyansa. And your message up crop and permanent defender. But in the US, for instance, where you are, when you show that Donald Trump buy or buy and at some point America for free. So this guy they voted against him. He's gone. The same way with Joe Biden. So when his own people, liberals, not do number 20, because it's not about Joe Biden, it's not about party, it is about America's interest and what they stand to gain as people. You look at your economic welfare, the prevailing economic circumstances and things that are happening around one kasano, but look at the way we vote. Nana be MPP ni Santifo ya to abama MPP ntino say yekofa akoko crowd ni begina wa omfa ho obeto ma akoko because akoko ni the party ni so yenyusu ya adwen and politicians are just capitalizing on this kind of gullible mentality way and they're just staying relevant. So no yensu ya kan ho bi esi etimi sesan ya adwen na yehu say we are holding power worlders na ye demanding from them they find proper accountability. You could do elections that you be sending nipa be no mojina on you could be say why na ya when na why na ya tani na why na ya santini, but rather now we will be asking say nipa we mojina hoyi why na what it takes to fix this particular country, why na betimi wa adwen betimi aboya me turn the situation around. If you begin to vote on those lines, and I think we will get the results.
It is if somebody makes the argument, say, I mean, free SHS is not cheap. It's pretty expensive. And the government was starting, so we're making about 10,000 miles of new roads.
Yeah.
Which is me, I've doubled in the construction industry. 10,000 miles of, I mean, it's not going to be 100 billion there, but it's expensive. You
Yeah.
know, flyovers and interchanges, it costs money.
I think that, okay. Mentor also. Yeah, I think that, you see, what they often do is say yes, son, something and I can't bomb the brain. The otin china when you hear a yawa be moon, say, oh, it be a BBSC. The reality is in the say, free SHS, I will come once. Yes, it's a nice policy, a bag and a school free, because the intention is to be able access to education. Now, a boy, because Minyas to be best sorry, say, a bind say, school free in the air. Or time no, and I say or cassette as any man. Oh yes, I can now by some.
Yep, that's true.
But such an initiative, and I said what can I say, a plan who say in the long term, in the short term, fallout a bit me about for the financial sustainability. Quite for so bit me, I did see quite so not uncle quiet, who could do quite now sign what how so you plan. But you and I know say free agency ever thought I am planning. You can say the Baba area banner ya to appear. Sika come in the last 5 years or court parliament. Finance minister, a call high no. Investment is less than 8 billion Ghana cedis. So Tifri Bosiano Mabon. 8 billion yeah, quiet or. Hello. Oh, okay. Now we a question. Yeah, Metonka.
Now, we say a free SHS, how much has it cost Ghana so far?
It's less than 8 billion Ghana cedis in the last 4 to 5 years.
TNT free 310 billion. No. Okay. Okay. Now I get you. Now
yes.
we still have 302 billion.
Yes. So you see, and then you go back to interchange or more interchange more cano I think the previous government started it, they secured the loan and they started it. Unfortunately, they lost the elections. So all the drawings, everything was done by the previous government. Unfortunately, they lost the elections. They came and redesigned the plan and then do it. But funding and as for those monies any part of loans are under this particular government. So what I say, interchange I'll bet me the full credit I'm buying it or coin or tamaleno. But that thing whether it is an interchange or not, and I don't say another debate.
Flyover.
Obviously, I acquire yet to pillars. So
yeah, that's the flyover. Anyway, it is 10,000 miles of asphalt road. Am I breaking to drop body?
I think January because trouble it's really terrible. Now even Kumasi to Kumasi main road Granofa
and you see the most fantastic routes in Ghana for a very long time. Yeah.
I say every day we accident disease and as I see it. But when the funny aspect of it, politics in this particular town is turning out to be nothing but a joke. And they say when president in his zone Nanoka wire 10,000 kilometers of road, people were a bit confused because Ghana had 10,000 kilometers of road. And some for minister no moko bisano asama otimika and say 10,000 kilometers of road no more can potholes or my failing in no kind
for real.
For real, you can check on the internet. You'll find it. That is the explanation he gives. Potholes are my failing, because there is no place in Ghana here 10,000 kilometers of road in the last 5 years. So if a president is bold enough to go and stand before parliamentarians and make such an admission, say why 10,000 kilometers of road, only for us to be told, say potholes are filling it, clearly governance is like a joke to some people. They don't take us serious because I'm not sure that in any civilized jurisdiction like where you find yourself with Joe Biden betting 10,000 kilometers of road. Now potholes are what filling the wall. Your friend is say Vegas and it's no. So
you're sure I say oh dear free Senate no money pitching.
Exactly. Because you'll be insulting the people, you'll be insulting their intelligence. You're speaking to rational people, people who have respect for themselves. And when you're dealing with them, you have to be very careful. But here, that's in the case. Power, no, they don't respect the people because obviously the people are cheap for winning the Mokasa or Bejai. And unfortunately, the media is another thing a failure.
That was where I was going to go. Can we be say how is the media atmosphere right now? Now that everybody, me, I'm an amateur. There's a lot of people around the world telling news from their perspective. How is the media taking it now?
Exactly. You see, how you see things from your own perspective is very, very crucial because while we're building more to make a lot of contribution to whatever discussion that is going on. But when you are a journalist, you may have your personal opinion like about issues in Nasifon, but sometimes you need to put yourself in a neutral perspective. You issues, from how they are, and you will be some questions now. Then you ask critical questions. Say Ghana but like I told you, the polarized atmosphere at Ghana no subordinate the media. Because over Kwano Pano, na the NDC and MPP Nabatina radio. So we say some and a we say a quiet na host to the other side of a call, na or fan saying or as kind message. What with your program? Why are confused? You don't know what does the papa will the media person will tell you that he's neutral, and then they confuse the people. So they have been confusing the people for the last 20 years. So the ordinary Ghanaian, in terms of politics, they are confused. So there is the time I be able to these advances, however, you expect the media to hold power holders accountable. But President Beko, the State of the Nation, Obeko meet the press, inviting media houses to come and ask him questions. Quite recently, I watched one from the White House. Biden, Oba Poland, or back, he had an engagement with the media. And I think that it was a tough session for him. People were putting questions to him out. It was a tough questions. Here, Akufo-Addo will just go to the media center. They will go, Mr. President, what are the African way? Shall we? Na Mr. President, when you need, but then I will secret still out when you these are silly questions. People use such precious time to ask the question because meeting the president is an uncommon privilege. Media person can you ask critical questions and they just go there and waste it because question they are traman no bisa. President Bokako radio station, the whole engagement will be like I guess a comedy. Then they play it out, then they waste the time. It is a only opportunity when you meet other journalists outside the country, like the BBC interview. I don't know whether you watched the president interview.
I watched it. Exactly. It was so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. That was an embarrassing spectacle because some journalists, you have 4 permits if I can, or maybe that's our the lead questions amount.
I was going to go there because Kwame Sifakai, you just mentioned his name, was one of the most astute, hard-hitting, question-asking journalists in Ghana. So what happened? People say he was just scared of what was going on around him. There are journalists that are being murdered and stuff like that. So, no journalists want to die for the country by asking questions.
No, then if you do that, then it means you're a coward. Then a human we are not here. Because what is here Ukraine and Russia so we compare the military might of Russia and the Ukraine clearly you could see that Russia better for Ukraine but these are citizens who are defending their homeland. It doesn't matter whether they have the military might or not. That is their job. So they are fighting, defending their country. Even if they die, they don't care. That is what you do. So whenever you take a job, yes, you are privy to the risk, but you say a human and one out there, so you do it. What I say. So journalists are winning as a form. Journalists no follow military persons to war zones. Some of them they don't come back.
Yeah,
they don't come back. But every year they go. As we speak, CNN, some of the journalists they are there reporting from the ground. You may catch bullets.
Some news. They just lost some of their journalists in
yes.
Ukraine. Yep.
Yes. So you see, taking the job.
That doesn't stop them from going.
Exactly. So if you say a journalist, that makes you a coward, not worthy of the job. You can't call yourself a journalist. What I say, but you see, the problem here is that some of these so-called maternal radios, what Ghana will be a media guru, and yes, our Barbara Papa Biao is because what microphone ni match. Their credibility is they have longevity. But as to what that longevity has brought to people, whether the kind of inspiration and the kind of change they've caused, they don't care. So it is about maternal radio. So yeah, they started in 92. They are such big names of Guamoso, but they are not making an impact. Exactly. But they are not doing anything. At the end of the day, don't want to cry. Board. So board members are on that board. So
and no, Dr. Bakusi can say he's on the board. Your board is not typing, he's on the board.
Yes. And the Obia buying the water board. So who take it? Would you pay cut and as a for moral conviction, moral credibility to go out there and criticize the government? Can you? I bring the ultimate TV at the Bian and them all day. Say, or patch screen and not them be are defending absurdities and stuff. Or the board also, the Bank of Ghana. Exactly.
The great
Exactly. Digital touch. And then so such individuals, they are pinned to the apron strings of power. They have become appendages of power. They can just be maneuvered and just asked to do, like they are like toy boys, like lapdog of government. Their job is to guard the government against the people. Instead of guarding the people against the excesses of government, they are rather guarding the government against the people. And they have forgotten about the people. They are just enjoying with power. So these people are not journalists. They are there working for themselves and working for power. But these people have no shame. They still live in this particular country. They sit on radio every morning. They make noise and they call themselves journalists, seasoned journalists. And in their twisted head, they just throw out misinformation. They just confuse people. They trade falsehood and a whole lot of stuff. And the most interesting aspect of it is that Omatana radio for 20 years in they've become delusional. They think they are a repository of knowledge, and that whatever that they say, people should swallow the hook, line, and sinker. And so they have become an authoritative source of information, and whatever that they say is, and news, and people should swallow. It has really cost us a lot. It's the reason why we are in the mess. So I go for Tihana or Mercy Appa. When he looks at all the tabloids, they are reporting positive things about him. But when you go to BBC, the guy will look you in the eyes and tell you that Mr. President, Ghana was a fledgling economy that was doing well. What happened? And then he didn't have any answer, because our president is not somebody who can think on his feet. Feet and all kind, how much more only script as well. So he became so defensive and aggressive. Yes. At some point, and he wanted to even attack the journalist because he will be sent a question, and he was so confused to the same. He was comparing Ghana to UK. Say, Aquanija Nisika, or the Beko UK, or the Beko UK, or the Beko. Look at UK.
That was funny. Okay, will you invest in UK or
yes,
what are you talking about?
And yet twisted reality and our team. And answer what creative force reality and our shame we are say papa. Oh, how can you say we be UK hold Nisika Bahase? And
so
you see,
in your perspective, how bad is to our economy?
How bad is COVID?
Was COVID to our economy?
Okay. I think that you see the impact of COVID-19 globally, nobody can downplay it. the fact that COVID-19 virtually affected almost every economy. And you are also aware that COVID-19 created a recession about, because since 2008 recession, COVID recession is the next recession about after the 2008 recession. But the reality is that we don't have to sit here and make it look like COVID-19 bagana. That is the picture Akufo-Addo is all over the place painting. Everything is COVID-19. Again, COVID-19 the government hasn't been able to sit down to tease out the exact impact of COVID-19 on Ghana's economy. Because when you generalize it and say COVID affects your own country, you need to tease out the exact impact, because we are talking about economics and people make analysis. So you quantify your losses and then you tell the people. Again, COVID-19 I can sit here and tell you, say, Sika Ghana for Yansaka, Sankanya COVID-19, Yansanka, because COVID na you gonna call IMF at the early stage. Any impact assessment on the economy. We went for rapid credit facility of $1 billion. You are in America. When you can say $1 billion, you know what that is.
Yeah, that is a huge sum of money.
Sure. Because in Ghana, but those of you in the States, you understand what $1 billion is. And then after that, the same IMF handed to Ghana another $1 billion in SDRs. That money came. So that particular place alone, over $2 billion. A year, World Bank now will give you countries monies to find their way out of COVID-19. Where IMF country that you have about World Bank country that
that's over
all right.
About 15 billion Ghana cedis.
Okay. Okay. So and what a Bank of Ghana, your friend saying World Bank, Ghana $435 million. Say you find and you try during the COVID period. African Development Bank, Ghana Sika, the amount I don't have it on top of my head. Then we want to Bank of Ghana for a loan. You could get 10 billion Ghana cedis. You need buy also not 10 billion, I 20 billion Ghana cedis. And the other buy. Now President Mahama at the fund between a stabilization fund. Sasikano now a $250 million and them you could empty that particular account. And I the buy. And you set up COVID-19 fund. And my mom for your donations and then I suppose gumbebre. And you the 2 COVID taxes and a buy. In a civilized jurisdiction, a buyer winning yansa winning sa COVID abom for Luso Mojumano. What they did, they say, your mom 4 packages. In the US, for instance, I know very well that unemployment benefits were extended to a lot of people.
It was increased so much so that people were leaving their jobs to take unemployment.
Exactly. That is what sensible and reasonable government, that is what they do. So when
I think everybody who made less than $75,000 a year in $1,004 across board, winning unemployment in the
Exactly. So in the end, so Joe Biden began to catch us America, COVID-19 and your impact on America's economy. You agree with him because you know that
you need to a cowboy.
Exactly. But tip on cost of buying our now other taxes, a good amount for so that people should pay taxes. Taxes upon taxes, 2 taxes in the buyer. Now, in the face of all these things, looks almost COVID number and a card by a boy, they've not been able to account to us. Apart from you know, Mama Ghana, Emma, Nipa Okumase, Accra, and a second day, a Cape Coast. And that particular amount of money, 53 million Ghana cedis. I don't know Mama Ghana for. And more.
Ship na the money
Sasika no extra sika yes Wyoming ekofa ya the year campaign Sasika because now Wyoming 51 yeah 51 and this one was 54 million Ghana cedis. Yeah, they are not
for how many years?
For 3 weeks. For 3 weeks.
Oh,
for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, and they are telling us about free water. Sometimes if you're talking about some of these things, no one you're careful, you might be tempted to use words that like you trip off.
Yeah, I can feel the passion you're talking about it because
exactly. Yes, and if you understand it, you really and vaccination about I can sit here and tell you that majority of a neuro
America for more radio. So what Innocent is saying is around that time, I think the city dollar rate was like 1:5.
Yeah.
Ghana government say or spend $10 million for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks.
$10 million for 3 weeks. So or no I'm a Kumasi, Accra, any second for $10 million. Or just digest that. We'll talk about that later. Wow.
And the funny aspect is that some of the parliamentarians got furious over this particular figure. They called the finance minister to appear before parliament to account, explain. Trust me, when he couldn't account for even 10% of that money, which means that Omudi.
I mean, like how did it work?
I don't know.
So I don't know. Sat down and came out with a plan. Said, let's tell them, it was 53 million Ghana cedis, and they are going to believe. That's how low they think people are.
Yes, because they are
$10 million.
Yes.
People in Accra,
three cities.
For 3 weeks.
Cities. Yes. That is why I'm telling you, sir, these people, they are not running government, they are running a criminal enterprise. And Ghana is a crime scene. Everything here just messing up left, right. And then I make vaccine as a much vaccine after the finance minister call parliament, we did the budget, Now those is the upper kroma a year over 8,700 and something thousand, over 8 million doses and upper kroma say. Sa a drone upper kroma say now almost 61% was given to us by COVAX. So okay, COVAX platform no created. Yes. Oh my, over 61% out of this, which means then later the American government and other agencies vast they seen there, let's say minimum doses are buying at top or the top. In the budget, he made a promise of what could be this 2021 day, 2022 day about as to what that's about, and I said I'm not aware. So clearly, I trust that when it comes to say spending power buying, I spend it on this particular thing, nothing, and I spend it. COVID-19 no buy or more use as a fertile avenue, and they are stealing and robbing Ghanaians. That is what they are doing. I'm more promising health workers, and because that is my sector, I speak to a lot of doctors and nurses who are on the field. Most of them got exposed to COVID-19. Then I said for them, you promise almost a winner exposed to COVID-19. They my package. Me and Kasa, my adopted father, he's a medical doctor or hospital. He got exposed to COVID-19. The wife got exposed to COVID-19. The children, almost everybody got exposed to COVID-19. Luckily, they survived. But seen there, not even a cedi has been paid to them. Not even a cedi. And Dr. And I know
so
doctors
all the money, because at the moment you've mentioned almost about $2.5 to $3 billion they got for COVID now.
Yeah.
So where did it go? You say 53, but the rest, isn't it supposed to go into the health industry? Because
my brother, I'm telling you, sir, Abana Kwaji over 230 billion Ghana cedis a diashene yen who be a Ghana walk. Now come with the you see, just say,
it's actually 330.
Yes, quite recently, I think a motion was tabled before Parliament. Minister no the COVID-19, a kaya boy, they should account to the people.
Simple.
The first deputy speaker of parliament was bold enough to shoot down the motion. Said there be
Parliament.
Yes, parliament. The second, he shut down the motion. Said no, motion. Which sensible person?
What is parliament for then?
That is the question.
If not to check the executive, what is it for?
That is it. Because they are there playing toys. They are just tied to that. They are just toys of power. So they are there to protect the interests of power. Because they are so as parliamentarians, they don't care embarrassing themselves to the world. They will defend all the absurdities.
But that's the core job of parliament.
Exactly. That is what I'm telling you. In the US, you guys are doing politics. Here, we have packed people on a comic theater and they're just fooling themselves and we are watching them from a distance. That is what is going on here. This isn't politics. It's a comedy. It's a comic show that is unfolding and we are just watching from a distance.
It's for slave quiz. Lorisha, they can't spend 300 and something billion on how many slave queens do we have in Ghana?
Yeah. Yes.
We are sure 100 million.
Boys, we are not part of it. We are boy now to Ghana. You struggle and struggle and struggle till you find your way. Nobody will mind you.
Yeah. I mean,
you're lucky now. Slave queen, they will be talk about the actual now. Oh, your guy to say your name there. Over breast.
Wow, that's terrible. Oh, Mr. Stephen Ketia, this is one of our biggest brain when it comes to history of Ghana. But let me on Tuesdays, 7 o'clock onwards, we started with one of the books that is accumulation of journals. The colonial soldiers take here during the Shanti Wars, what they saw. So they wrote them in journals. And yet, Ghanaian historian and I said British historian, we are about 70s Norway. These are people that actually witnessed it. Troy. And we've started, it's about 2 years now. You narrate every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. We go. And last Tuesday, we are at I think the war of Dodowa. And I have to say, yeah.
Okay.
Proper life, people that were there, eyewitness. Obronia will be a fiscal and Biffrey Holland, like they wrote them in the soldiers not to keep journals. So those have been accumulated, and I think we got it from Harvard University and one of the big universities. And I read it, it's brilliant. And Mr. Stephen Ketia is on there, giving us the side of history from palaces, history from Abia, almost side of the story, history of Abia Dentra, almost side of the story, Techiman side of the story. And I am Edemai. I do join us on that. It's very, very, very nice. That's what it is.
The program is live on Facebook, right?
It's live on Facebook, yes.
Which means they will now. I want to share the account name.
High Life Radio, has sent to me.
Okay, I can just search for it, crap.
Yeah, call High Life Radio.
Okay.
It's live on YouTube and it's live on Facebook.
Okay, no problem. So we can continue.
Okay. It's
yes, so as someone can say COVID-19 by they've not been able to tease out any proper way you trust and believe in some more kind of, because these are people who are not ready to account even for things that they have used, they are not ready to account for. And Pabena na bi mu da ha obu oman na ye de oman ni sika hya wonsa na ya fro se bra beka kire sika dodo a wajeje wo se womba. And you have parliamentarians defending such stupidity, and they are bold enough to call themselves honorable. People work with the prefix honorable here without shame. People who are less honorable are wearing the prefix.
I mean, this is
very embarrassing.
And honorable behavior. I mean,
no.
I'm imagining, say, UK, and I got politically active. Say, exchequer of the Prime Minister. Abeka say BBS na. BBS no back accounted to the British government.
To the people.
And then Parliament will sit there and move on to another bill. And all the tabloids are going to repeat. And the whole government is going to resign.
Yes. So that is
the impudence of our ministers and parliamentarians. Maybe free Brekum by Mtishyan. Timimban say Brekum for you represent here with all these great minds coming from Brekum, Techiman and Sunyane. Omunya Tantan Omsukojo go and represent us. What can we catch on say?
Oh yeah.
For
because
real.
he's not there.
This shows that they are not afraid of any backlash.
No, and they don't respect the people. They have a media. They have a media that is tied to the apron strings of power. So I know the day, I'm better how morning show now. The most critical and the most salient aspect of the issue now bury the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian. They skip them and talk about Nyama and Hunya, and that is it. So I know the day nobody is holding anybody accountable. So you can just get away with anything. Once you are a politician in Ghana, you can even get away with crime. And Obia and because politicians TV so threaten journalists and as for you kunkumo be in the one so it's like your friends said the principles of where democracy are elsewhere and that is the problem. So obedient means President Eko UK na interview, he was quick enough to blame COVID-19. He was quick enough to blame Russia and Ukraine war. Say Ghana What a joke! What a joke!
A friend of mine was telling me, say, the most shocking part of the interview, Russia and Ukraine war born, because ever since there has been no time in his life there hasn't been a major war going on. There's always a major war going on.
Go into any single country, but just let's make it simple. Just look at Ukraine, the geographical location. Look at countries who engage in direct trade with Ukraine, the neighbors, the Eastern European countries like Poland, countries like all the countries in the Eastern European countries. No more direct engagement they trading among themselves. None of them end up blaming Ukraine-Russia war. So Obi will complain here. And Poland, because majority of your friends are refugees in India.
Yep.
Exactly. So if there is any country which me say war where because you affecting me then it's Poland.
Georgia, Belarus, Poland.
Yes.
I'm
complaining.
But West Africa.
A tiny country hiding somewhere in West Africa. No? You are not ashamed. You go to BBC and you tell them, say, your country is sinking because of Russia, Ukraine war. That war started on 20th of February. This year. Ghana's economy has been in the mess since day one. But my culture said, you see, people who are ruling this particular country are cowards. The reason is that cowards they always fear to admit their failure. They don't accept responsibilities. They always shift blames. And he was blaming COVID-19. He was blaming your friend is saying Russia, Ukraine war. He was blaming John Mahama on what 5 years ago. So
So Mami Bizarre, did we make a mistake kicking John Mahama out? It looks like we did.
Oh, definitely, because if you look at what Akufo-Addo has done in the last 5 years, I'm not sure any sensible person be able to say, oh, no, no, because I can tell you, sir, Akufo-Addo is just a Chinese version of Mahama. He's just a Chinese version. Oh, yes. Akufo-Addo is a Chinese version of Mahama. And then I tell say, politics na yeah, sometimes, say you need to na say you can say yemfa or tiny you like way free hana way na see the in issues and about politics. I'm not sure Akufo-Addo will be president because upon all the criticisms they call Mahama so then as if no now here what Akufo-Addo is doing. I'm not sure anybody on his right senses and a bit me general publicly admit to say Akufo-Addo is better than Mahama. No, Mahama is not an angel. He had his own he had his own up and downs and stuff, the challenges that came and all the challenges and all the troubles, all the gains he did. No, you can't compare the two because Akufo-Addo is terrible. He's really terrible. He's really terrible. And but we're breaking the heart of a lot of people. Because when Mahama was doing his thing, I'm for free say, oh, this guy, there are troubles all over. Akufo-Addo is the alternative. So when people repose hope and confidence in you, now you perform even worse than the challenge in our now. At the end of the day, you become nothing but a package of disappointment that Ghana for will get angry. And unfortunately for him, nothing seemed to be working. Common interview, granted. Common interview, made an address for speech, because
plagiarism or how come arresting.
So you are in America, you know very well. In 1988, Joe Biden wanted to be president on the ticket of the Democrats.
Wait to me. Yeah.
Exactly. Joe then was a very young guy, and I think that the Senate judiciary.
He was the most popular parliamentarian here.
Yes, the Senate Judiciary Committee. He was a chairman then, and he was in a poor position. Unfortunately, Oko plagiarized Obi, and that led to the crumble of his own everything. And the caucus on the ticket of the Democrats, and the Republicans filed George Bush Papa, and then the Bush father won that particular election. That was the time, and Joe Biden went to until Obama came and he said, oh, this guy, I trust him, and so it was Obama who revived his presidential career, his presidential ambition, Obama the vice president, then he became credible and worthy, and now Joe Biden is the president of the United States of America. That is the crime Akufo-Addo got away with it. Oh yeah. Has a speech, Obi a speech all kind of the content or kind of
word for word, so
word for word.
Oh Jesus.
Or kind of
I mean, thank God for the genius of Ghanaians. Like Obi a video.
Yes.
I think it was George Bush Jr. speech and
George Bush, yeah.
George Bush Jr. speech. I know they almost even the
Clinton then. They took it from Clinton. A lot of people, and they put it.
Yeah, George Bush did. Even the pacing of how George Bush said it, or
yes.
that big pacing, the real pacing.
Yes.
Was
and
funny,
he was just
shouting
it on top of his voice.
Yeah, Al Jazeera just tore him.
Yes, apart. Because Free Nakumam, he never came with a plan. Wakika actually I'm supposed to be president now. So he's a president without responsibility. And Nemkro no plane on I'm not generally. Like look at the E-levy
that's this is a great segue to the E-levy because said, and most people are sympathetic to the Akufo-Addo. We're saying, all right, the guy has messed up. You understand? But at least he has come out with a recovery plan.
Okay.
When we bomb more the E-levy in a manner, then we know obetimi solve problems. Obetimi solve it, then we know obetimi solve it. Then we know he actually messed up. And I be must say no. Okay. We've seen him for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
He's had more money than E-levy can ever give him.
Exactly.
And it's still messed up. So what show said with the E-levy, he's going to, recover. But almost in a recovery plan or no. So what do you think? Now we've given him the E-levy. What do you think?
Yes, I think that all the hula baloo course before the E-levy, I'll just skip that particular part. So that now we see the E-levy has been given to him. Again, a bit you see, baby, the truth in this, the ordinary Ghanaian, Ghana, Nibi on Nam Ghana, Biano, any, like hope or confidence in this particular government when it comes to Kwanya Faso, I spend the Sika. Because Abaya Wakwaji over 230 billion Ghana cedi actional. I bisana own to Minchirade or the Ayano. Say Obaji E-levy 6.9 billion. There is no guarantee. Say
320.
320 billion, no. 320 billion, no. So what this has kind of 6 billion, I didn't say 6 billion. But fine, I admit saying, we can mess up at any point in time. And when you show ways there, you can turn the situation around that. Why not? Because he's a human being, and sometimes governance, the way you plan and cost amount, but you need to admit to the people and just show cause. Say going forward, you have shown real commitment that this is a new path, this is the new trajectory. And now, that reckless spending, we are going in a different direction. This is a president who has never on a single occasion demonstrated to Ghanaians that this is a president who has never on a single occasion proven his concern about the prevailing economic hardship na Ghana for Ekosono. So in the face of all the complaints, about the E-levy, the resistance, everything, the Kohan jet, no generally. Or conference, plane, one of the most expensive jets. Every hour he will pay $14,000. No, then he will come back and tell you, let's tighten our belt because the economy is in dire situation. Now, because the president is not ready to tighten on the belt, and the one tighten the belt. Because the economy is sinking. Yet they have created a very stupid and silly portfolio. Go to Cocoa Board and ask out the number of deputy CEOs that they have.
Deputy CEO.
A lot of them, a lot of silly designations near creative. Go to Keta, Keta, port say Keta Harbor, say I don't know, is it port? Okoha signboard na YPC Quine also. You appointed CEO over the 2 years here, I think possibly Janaka. You land not on a signboard, so you will see what you every month. And then if you go to the Flagstaff House, your Friday presidential service. Sadly, first, but a day, a manchana ya storm on tabletop near to a mocha. Enko could be now, Ubiba or Betracy. And to say yet budget na OGM near Office of Government Machinery. Na ya time of mine is about half near the Kuku and Yakochedi. You want the idea. Because answer na Kufuado Abang make can't say BT answer na Abang way the banana sika, the quarter. The presidency and as the Flagstaff House and Jubilee House, budget sika the call. Now 79 million Ghana cedis. 79 million Ghana cedis. A buy the following year, your tum call 117 million Ghana cedis. The following year, a 130 was a 133 or 137 million Ghana cedis. You call the year 2021, Nasa Sikana increased by 504%, which is 5 yes. Amount today 823 million Ghana cedis, and they call the Office of Government here, the presidency. 2017 or mobile, Na budget na million
800
to 823 million Ghana cedis. Office
almost
of the
a
Government
billion.
Machinery, almost a billion. And very interestingly, this year budget na the amount of money that is going there is 3 billion Ghana cedis.
God damn, excuse my French. So why?
Yes.
So
3 billion Ghana cedis allocation to the Office of Government Machinery. The
so
increment
why are we not hearing this?
1,000.
I don't know. Yeah, why are we not hearing this?
But
Because you can't go from 76 to 300. That's mind blow. Like 76 to 800 is just too much. But to just move there to 3 billion.
3 billion.
Why? How many people work in the presidency?
It's now over 1,400 or 600 thereabout. I think it's about 1,600. Previously, it was 900. Previously, it was, I think, 963 or something. I don't know. I don't have the exact figure, but it's around that region, 990 or 996 thereabout. Now it is over 1,667 working there.
So the always been like that. Like,
yes.
Look, yes, so the budget normally are more around 900.
Yeah, they pack a lot of people there. But this time round,
what did they do there? Like, just like what's up with that?
They have staffers, people who assist the president, and you see, so the exact designation. Honestly, if I may explain it to you, I may not be able to.
It doesn't make sense for that number. 1,600 people working at the
exactly. Yes,
and their budget is 3 billion.
That money is almost
for a year.
A year.
Hey!
For a year. Do you know the funny thing? The funny thing is that money is almost. No, that money, that 3 billion is almost half of E-levy. E-levy 6.9 billion Ghana cedis, half ASA. Which means the E-levy could over 45% of the presidency. Our presidency is the factory or yan chance or and I know Adriana and Chamagana for a young pain in a number for any Nianum and Omuho. Tisikana Basika, yedi, you know. At times, as a boom with the call the Flaster House,
it's not accounted for, right? It's not accounted, right?
Now, Amuko, do you answer? If you can't hear that man, they're quite fast. 1 year, we are our budgets and the mama. Want to be a near and our return. So, what do Ghana politics and if you can't hear the mawa, so you have to force the with me, dear son.
I think over here, defense budget and the moment.
And who's a selections when you cast the bray, I'm a tammo.
Oh, now I hear for 3 billion. We talk out from Cape 3 Point to Paga, Emma Slave Queen Bia. Still, you can't spend 3 billion.
And the trust, with all this money, and the trust and Casamrank, proper investigation into foreign account among Fashas, BB, pure money, Sikakugum, like the BB or Monty. That is what they are doing. That is what they are doing. Because all this money is where just keep it to Twaira. People are packing the money. Say, well, my power being crying the fee for DDR forever. Because that is a strategy. That is a strategy.
Is that no fear for accountability? Say,
no,
one day, because I remember when I was young, Chachuchi Kata went to prison for investing $250,000 in a company for GMPC
money.
That failed. When the GMPC invested the money, he signed off on that and he failed. He went to prison for that. Now we made 3 billion. And nobody's going to go to prison for that.
Because if really accountability, the first person who the inside of jail is the president, because he's the person who has been pampering these people to do what they are doing, and he's complicit.
You know what's ironic? You know what's ironic with this whole thing? The Chachikata case. It was Akufo-Addo who was the Minister for Justice, right?
Yes. And this is the guy who, by turn of events, has become president, and under his watch, people are stealing left, right, center. People are stealing left, right, center, and the thing is, he's not interested in say investigation at the preliminary stage. Some investigation say to me, who say accept merit a woman as a merit now you proceed to do prosecution. We have the AG department armed with prosecutorial authority. We have the special prosecutor armed with a separate prosecutorial destiny. They have powers to prosecute and stuff. All these agencies are parading, and on daily basis, people are engaging in acts of plunder. They are stealing. So, as president, your commitment is you commit the necessary agencies to investigate. At the end of the day, their findings, but this is the president who will stand on the stage and declare, say, oh, Abranti will cry no, NDC for no, what they are some so, Onya Nisikabia. Now, Abranti will cry NDC for no, they are some so, Onya Nisikabia. Then he will clear them. He will clear them at the
preempting an investigation. Oh, United States of America.
You can do that. You can do
that. Jesus Christ.
And as an executive president. Yes, an executive president in our part of the world, he was
and power to manipulate everything.
Exactly.
You come out and preempt
an
investigation.
Because classic case, the health minister, when the Sputnik V scandal broke up, the guy went to parliament and told his colleague parliamentarians, he took an oath and gave that particular testimony. It came out there, he paid money to them. So this is a guy, he committed perjury right in front of his colleagues in parliament, and the president still went ahead and declared himself NDC for no. That's the president.
Health minister, in fact, and I just realized that Mr. Nketiasu so for him representing money.
Yes, but
go to government and messed up like that, I was so embarrassed.
Yes, that is it, because
they are one of the most proudest people. Are from money.
Money man, money. But unfortunately, the president just cleared him, and he's not the only person. Yet he had a nice video by Charles BC sitting at the plaster house. We saw what happened. At the end of the day, Anas now proud to the coming of Akufo-Addo. He was a global icon. Anas was like among Basso award and for. But when that particular thing happened, Anas today has been vilified. He has been bastardized. He has been insulted. He has been demonized. And now the name Anas doesn't ring a bell in Ghana again, because two among four good summer. A boy no crime just in the or Ghana. When was the last time he conducted an investigation in Ghana? Because he feels that his life is under threat, because other colleague on the year in a broad day yakuno. So when I are NASA, you feel the pain, you don't have that particular energy to do what you do. That is the extent they are prepared to go. The Auditor General.
It's very, very sad. For a person like, I had like once upon a time, he had to flee the country.
Yes.
Just for Akufo-Addo, this guy was the bastion of democracy and rule of law.
And
somebody for investing $250,000. What could you? He invested it.
He invested.
Wow.
Yes, and today people are just throwing money, and the scandals. I think I don't need to. Mashada na member scandal biasun, because I know you are privy to almost everything from PDS to them to
boss to their bank to say, and none of them was investigated. To see, I mean, look, as a papa no funny AB, a Jaya, a branch will coach, Manasa Azuri, an investigation, Yachina, Yasika account. Shraj and I say Shraj investigation so just as he can. Clearly he's not going to pay. Nobody's taking him to court. Or if he as he can go account for Kodi on Fahon. Papa Yoko signing a marriage deal.
Let's explain this thing to this guy. First of all, excuse my French, I think say he is the worst criminal ever to just surface on this earth.
Yeah.
So Juma idea ma so Sa Jumana and a contract now. Not they are coming on one private company.
Yeah.
And then they will sell the contract. That was that guy, right?
Yeah.
He was caught red-handed. And I'm going to say, oh, Jessica.
No. The money's in his account. It gave him the opportunity to explain as to how he acquired that wealth within that short period of time. Companies will say, oh yeah, and Sana or the Yasazika, no, not the monies were in account even long before those companies were created. So its right conclusion is that he couldn't account for those monies. And now he's walking free. Yes, so Jessica, nobody is taking him anywhere. A marriage deal, renegotiation deal, yeah, cover by a watch, and now so my Pamela Manacotton of here, or say, when that settles, he will come back. But in there, Matissa say on a number, because of a president or the president, we are just jokers in this particular country. We have jokers in this particular country. So, issue nobody will investigate because the American government, as part of Compact 2 Nana Airbano, they were going to give Ghana, I think that was about 90 million Ghana cedis. Because of what happened in the PEDS deal, corruption, and as if I involve president and the family members in 90 million. So that may come wait to tell you, say, I had a desperate economic situation yet when this dire economic situation yet when and Ukraine war and COVID-19 and 5 years ago government to be mess or creative here, but rather no a conscious investment that these for in reckless decisions are taking over the years, and they able to and they seem to be no way out. They are so rigid in their thinking that they are not flexible. They can't think on their feet to profess alternatives that are feasible, but we are going to turn the situation around. And if you want to understand it, just go and watch the interview the president had with the BBC guys. He couldn't profess a single solution to the challenges that we are confronted with. The oil said, "Ototo papa so at some point like that is it." He assumed a defensive posture because only any answer be able to explain, because he's not somebody who can stand on his feet and think to provide any alternative. Because when the E-levy conversation came, and Ghanaians were resisting, as a government, we are flexible in your thought. You can just stand and think of anything, I said, okay, say E-levy no background, say big amount for Juma. Now say sector amount for Juma or Baba say Juma, and as a buying alternatives are made by the president was bold enough to tell a BBC journalist and say, okay, Africa higher, and as a sub-region higher, Ghana na yet tax to your debt, your tax to GDP with a percentage form, the L form, which means a tax contribution to your GDP the lowest in the sub-region. And to the good question, exactly, to be a president now when such situation in the demand. What it means is you can widen your tax net to rope in a lot of people. So yes, you don't need to impose further taxes on people. And the Papanaka says, okay, your people are impoverished, and you are going to impose further taxes on these impoverished people. Akufo-Addo was bold enough to sit on BBC and told him, "Sir, Ghanaians are not impoverished. When over Ghana, poverty here is endemic. Poverty is ravaging. Poverty is all over. About 80% of people here are poor, unemployment, diseases, everything."
I mean, go to the slums.
Yes.
Go to the slums if you want to see poverty.
Yes.
Maybe I have poverty. I didn't say will be our low cost. For some reason, people are making some wrong investment into the area. Nah, that's not what we're talking about. If you go to the slums, the so-called Zongo, and if Fadama, Zongo there, you see
that is even a crowd. That is even a crowd. So if you extend it to your home, what do we need to be in your friend North and other places?
I went to the North when I was 14 years old, and I've been scarred for life because for the first time I saw somebody the same age as mine, in a little village somewhere in West, in Upper West. All he was wearing was his underpants. And all came drying. And that day, it has never left my brain.
So that thing will leave an indelible imprint, a scar on your conscience.
Said there are no impoverished people in Ghana. What are you telling that guy?
Because he's living in a false reality. Now, Abaya, President, Onama Mainuma, also Kumbianam, also Kumbianam.
Is that true?
You think it's a lie? You think it's a lie? The pictures are all over. Or go President he's full of himself, so arrogant, so full of himself. So he won't get time to sit or transfer or minor because of his author. No be media here for sika ko hanjet and then or Maya
somebody told me this joke said President remember US this time around. Or the commercial plane.
Yes, or the commercial jet.
We do have a ringing so E-levy. Okay.
That is what he did. So you see,
he came in a commercial airline and went back in a private jet.
In a private jet, and now the price has gone up. It's now $18,000.
And now.
This is a guy who doesn't give a damn about the ordinary Ghanaian. This is a guy who doesn't give a fuck. So sometimes he doesn't give a damn about anybody. He only thinks about himself, flying expensive jet, satisfying his dying days, orgies and fantasies, or Ginenia or Ghana for another day. You can go to hell. He doesn't give a damn about anybody. So that is the situation. Until the American say there is a way out of all these things. Until politicians will continue to play on our minds like this. Because the power to change this particular country, I quite remember in the United States prior to 2020 elections, and Americans got tired of this Republican Democrat politics. So they wanted to have a new person. Donald Trump was an outsider, Washington outsider, businessman. He wasn't very much vested in American politics and those tricks, And people felt, okay, let us flip him in. So with the collective mind of the people, with their power, they were able to hand over power to Donald Trump. So successful and I say successful, no, that is for them to decide. But what I mean is when the people decided, they were tired of your friend is saying Hillary Clinton
partisan politicking. He just went to the Republicans and just took the party. Up to now, nobody knew one of the most strongest parties ever in America. He went in to the party, and up to now, they can't even wrestle it from his hands. Up to now.
And because when they won the elections, if you watch all the tabloids, they were telling us the conventional playbook of world politics has been torn apart. Because nobody gave Donald Trump a dog chance, say he would ever be successful in becoming an American president. He was an underdog. Everybody was just plays. This guy.
We thought that he was just comic relief. I thought that he was comic relief. Yeah.
Exactly. So it tells you that the Americans were tired of I say they just wanted to flip in a new narrative. That is why Trump came. So that is the key we can take. Say we as people here, if we collectively realize the need, say, you see a power to do something sensible. Now, a mess, and not be NDC, free, has a MPP for say. Now we will look at the situation and circumstances here that were bad. Yes, President Kakufo in the first place in Korea president, because what he did in the last 4 years in earlier, It demonstrated clearly said the guy was a disaster. The guy was a disaster. And unfortunately, 2020, Ghanaians went to the polls and set that disaster emotion. So that disaster now, yes, certain emotion, a whole consequences in our country. And I think we have no other option than to deal with it. And the way we are dealing with it now, this economic mess, and to be in Ghana, trust me, it's a big deal now.
Wow. It's, E-levy there, it's just a drop in the ocean.
It's like I told you, Imeno say you didn't come away. Mabobo sika titilos, mabobo sika kasi so diasheno. See, I'm no say Adibia Bayer the Ghana ha, the Friday be Eurobond. Creditors name commercial way no more than musicano. Opa, they almost fruity bond now, Coco Jessica now the bar, then you pay them. Say, sub Saharan way, Ghana there. Sika ya GBT or my and Nkofo we buy can for that buy in on the bond market no or so there be a Gentia Ghana to dead a few way Leman Koye is a untuminko bond market in Jessica because dead books mean you look black over the years no Mokobopusian and $1 and a boom. So first year $2 billion and on the buy, so you have dollars in the system. The following year he went for $3 billion and the following year he went for another $3 billion and the following year he went for another 2021 he went for another $3 billion. So within a short space of from 2018 to and then on over $11 billion in
it's a $1 billion in the movie.
$1 billion in the US for you almost I'm saying $1 billion. So the guy within a short space at over 11 billion in Eurobonds. Kaya Guganas. If you know what you buy over here, Kinky Party is all Kaya.
First one, I think that was the first one.
Yes. So Eurobond, and more beyond adult is a loan that you have to pay. So Bosiana Yakwaji, so Kwaja Bosiana by Kinky Party. In Jaffi way as Abosiana man because Moody's Adam Gradient, Fitch Adam Gradient, creditors no more international market, who cost of Aqua because I now only want to watch Bosia went to Midian. Obian Fancy Camo. And Nuntina
Moody's all of credit rating, right? Is that credit
score? Yes, that is what they do. And then Fitch does the same thing. They are credible rating agencies globally are more you and for any investor to lend you money so this man or say those rating agents we see who said that finance this amount of betting to year or this guy will be one year friend or this guy will Sana Ghana bay.
So now the diaspora for now I saw bank loan. First of all, they'll look at your credit score. I would say over I think 6 US 650 going up. So we have a good credit score. Now for the income to debt ratio.
Okay.
So what about anyway income there, but no now with they're not going to give you any much. So that's why
because
Obia the credit score 300 and the debt income it's way too much. It's or Copello now be out.
It's sanity. It is a manner almost on my no. And no if you can't say you can't say no and on what day when you bring in a big E-levy because without the E-levy no money is coming from outside. Will be on funny my so the E-levy number and you see sometimes you know we are paying the we need to do baby we need the what the be a cosro yeah I'm say the behavior no we need to do baby near be a assassin and see a Friday be emotional intelligence. So as a leader and as a panini, you know how to deal with your fellow human being. So we be a question, a live interview, a month for a friend, be a question, I will be some and talk a someone. Mean to me, and shall say, Nidi Watem, but if you have a fine this work out, oh, be a question, maybe I'll be saying, say, okay, a one may not be doing that is emotional intelligence. Situation, a bad cry, you just find a way of dealing with people. This is a buy out the E-levy. E-levy no one buy and Ghana phone, take out the NDC and PP politics. Everybody is speaking against the harsh economic consequences at the Beba, our mom for so the damning economic consequences at the Beba. So in the face of the resistance, that's how buying what me pass here. You have to hold a dance, how you E-levy dance, Eddie who Ghana for, and the videos will be circulating all over social media. Where lies the emotional intelligence of people who are ruling us? Where lies that particular emotional intelligence? And we are not talking about them crowd, we are talking about them penifua. It will come and say 80 people, 1,000. You expect say Sebi, ya can't be any answer movie. Ya E-levy. Na the red carpet akoto na finance minister ne among for nam so no diasa. And they have the gut to video that particular thing and they'll put it in the public space. You said Ghana for before someone said pass it. A government is not supposed to put such a childish and such an infantile behavior in public. About you wield public confidence. And into a month for us, a month for deleted, a bit more as a deleted or more E-levy, your friends say, or more deleted, your friends say, mobile money, and now people are paying, yes, and now who's away a cash out at Yanjisika. So what the people are doing, they say, if I own you, I want to pay through mobile money, I'll do cash out. You go to the friend and say, but be a airway, then you receive the money. You dodge it. I will not transfer, I'll do cash out, and then you go and receive it. That is what the people are doing. So with me 50 million that you account to because you just let the person say on your cash out or your cash out. Then you ne account or your friend say the ID or the man or the person bring a message, na or bony pin shame, then the money will come. Yeah, the amount we don't pay anything. So these are strategies people are adopting to circumvent payment of this particular E-levy because of when him say buying and dying a buying to Ponkoswa, Sikana or Gia or the Kwakudin Sebunu, on Fankoya the Papa, or Wako Hijet $18,000 per hour, not the generally. Yaba man for baby, back up with maybe Sikano be accounted for. So I think that is what it is. I had to tell when they. Unfortunately, my battery is very low. So
all right.
My God.
I think you've done very, very well. We have to have you again because I think we more can you feel more because there might be bro I and scandals plus it's very late in Ghana right now. He's a student and he's a full-time worker as well. Right, you can imagine. And innocent. Now as na Nami Aduma, you backstage now. We have to schedule another time for you to come. I think you've done coming more time. Kakamo more with beside questions by battery not sent.
Oh, okay. I think let me connect the charger. You just
don't worry about it.
Which one is?
Don't worry about it. Next week now.
Okay.
Next week the Unyabako your friends Ben Moshe and the following week. So we
okay.
Very, very helpful. No, I say Bananka. People can,
No problem. Let's keep talking. Whatever happens, and I think
right.
we know what to do. So.
Oh, Charlie! Jesus Christ! So
yes, Ghana situation
is much more dire than we think.
Oh, sure. And just that people are just playing around it. You see, the whole thing is because of the advances in technology, the social media, and then for about because any social media, any these platforms are bad. And can say we are mobiate. And they are paying those so-called media house of honor. Then they'll hold on to the main narrative, they'll spin falsehood. So I know they won't know what you say, I don't know what say. And whatever you hear, and then you form your thoughts. and the kind of perception abenya. So the realities, you will always dodge them. So thank God that these platforms are here, and when you speak, a lot of people will hear, and you'll be able to tease out the other side of the narrative. And very fortunately for us, and I know everything going on in the United States. I know everything going on in the UK, and these are the standard that we do when we share. Now, whenever you want to make reference points, what they are now they compare, because that is the only way we can move forward. Now so now we say improvement above, because we know because America the same year. Now have a be a world through now unko wadima.
We can compare.
Exactly, because comparison is a part of life, a way to shaping a name of a baby. So these things are gold standard. I always want to compare. Ghana cannot become like US, Ghana cannot become like UK, but the lesson that we have, what can we do? Turning the fortunes around. People go to America in search of the American dream. People travel all over the world to go to America because there is a dream. When you go, you don't need to have a PhD, you don't need to have a master's degree. Once you're in America and you're ready to work, you make it. That is it. It's a land of opportunity for all. That is the American dream. Can't we have similar Ghanaian dream here? Can't we, where we create a similar competitive platform for everybody, irrespective of your background, irrespective of how you come from, whether you are poor or rich, whether you are educated or not, whether you are sick or well, no, there must be a certain competitive platform obiawo access to soldier. I don't need to protocol. In America, I don't think so. When enlisted to join the military, you need a protocol. You don't need it. You just go through the system or credentials to qualify, you go. But here, that is not the case. Those with the credential, you don't go. People sit at home and they go for military uniform, they go for police uniform. Quite recently, I think you heard the story. Say, William Van Yebu and Okuma Kukuni Pesa police for the diesel man. Party goons, party hooligans, misfit, criminal ties already. And I saw more in the name of partisan politics.
I was watching some videos say Tama Ghana for rename match for Nigeria now. Or more back president's residence, Jubilee House. There was this Sujamana, like he was so excited, not more fun. Now I'm so wow in Rawlinson's Ghana. Somebody was so indisciplined, like
a military man on duty. Military man on duty. Then you ask yourself, getting enlisted. It's because the system is so cheap that once you join the political bandwagon, you can become anything. You can become anything.
Because most of us that were born in the 80s, we saw Rawlins. But we saw how the Ghana army was. The commanders so much respect, very disciplined. Not God. Our presidency. Now, or interacted to more fast. So wow, for real.
Yeah, that is the level of indiscipline. Commodity. So I think we need to do a lot. We as people, no, because say make effort, concerted effort, changing them. We can't get anywhere. When you go to America, you see it's a beautiful land. Yes, see a dining as a forum. Just go and read about American history. Among fought with their everything, they risk it all. And so America be do in the early days, now UK, Russia, now America wasn't the first to reckon with. That is the reason why Russia for Alaska, that particular land, they sold it to America because then they saw America. Exactly.
Yeah.
But now
even when America was fighting for independence, it took France to give them money and soldiers.
Exactly.
Because there was nothing.
Yes. But now, with vision, with plan, now America is now the biggest destination. If you want to have your dreams achieved, you go there. You understand? It's a land of opportunity. Everybody want to go there. And then Britain because of America. And then France because of America. Germany is Germany because of America. Because after the Second World War, Germany was disintegrated into fragments. There was nothing like Germany shared among the powers,
Japan.
Yes.
Even so-called China, if America hasn't relieved them from Japan, they would have been in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But now was the question about baby town now. Ivan because it's here. One of my guys about to
Yo, Ivan, easy. That's that be show you do. Debbie, I'm too. You're one of four fancy.
Thank you very
In
much.
fact, me and Papa. You may charge him phone full. It may make when I catch a baby as Tamanyo. Military, no, yes, more. Me that's a father, Abaka, you been here, my brother, being able to abachate him as I try and Kakayan see you able to me a cash. Na Kwame Mesenu pictures to be. Na me pra my brother ochirem. Young president okro okanden BBC. Okada E-levy olegy industry taxes onye timemfon. Mplemu de oye no kola de onye timemfon no woje won E-levy na oye industry no woje won E-levy. Young president minyim so ole kan na ole do sa bezem pele Kwame, I don't know. You say what's it at Tibia, and I'm a red Ivan at Tibia.
I heard it, but I thought that he dispute. But Ivan,
no, Kwame. The last time maybe so my kind of president is in there or back kidnap be as I agor. He says you defend the papa, you defend some way bia. Oh no, but it's me and down.
Let Ivan answer this.
I think there's the way a man and the gentleman who put two questions to him now. The president assumed a defensive posture, so he was just talking abroad on and taking notice of himself now or can because it's not industry. A individual wallet or transfer money or tax, but for him, dodging the kind of hard questions that is why he used the word industry. That is not an industry. A individual account that's not an industry. Even sector could have been a better way out because it's a sector on its own. For a transaction and as for a cost and as for them. So it's not an industry. A individual not better tax, but the questions got him confused, and in that particular confusion or on that particular industry, it's not an industry.
Nti obotum abapacha wo ho a da asem ken nyere na olupache onye ihe na odi yechire echeche mchira manfo tase odo no nkata boba out bakere pocho man of me no on part of agine from that too.
Okay, he has said worse things in the past. I don't cry, no apologize. He has said worse things because
sorry to say, the baby names comes about. I mean, I bet in the industry. I can understand, Kwame. Serious.
We are one man industry.
Yeah. So to him, we are goods. We are industry or taxi and nobody.
Yeah,
they are not serious.
And I don't know that it's about me in the when you must some about the bacan and there. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I've got to go on.
Yeah, I've another another time.
And quick one on this particular Baumia thing. Honestly, we shouldn't take time to just listen to whatever that he says. But you see, Ghanaians, you joke too much. I'm not sure anybody should take that guy serious. Do you know why? Because Baumia Ebekasa. It's not like he's coming from Cambodia. It's not like he's coming from China. The guy is here with us. The economic mess that is unfolding, he's here. He's part of it. Now, no discussion. He was there with them. So at the end of Abeka. So the Papa Bia, I think then Kayem through a baby. So what is this whole noise about Baumia Bakasa, Baumia Bakasa? What is that lady coming to say? What is that lady coming to say? Yes, only power. He has power now. Yes, so opposition, and then you can talk and talk and talk. But when you are given power, the might of the state, they are committed to you, use it to do something sensible, something reasonable. Now you are still holding lectures to talk about what? So I think you see your media no sensationalism, trivial things, and place a lot of emphasis on because Baumia Bakasa is not an issue because the guy is here with us. It's not like he's coming from China or he's coming from Japan. And only Ghana and our Baba solve a problem of mine. He's here from day one till day. So what is he coming to say? So I think this whole thing
for the Baumia guy, I kind of lost hope in him when he started. When he started telling us the problem we have after being vice president.
Yes.
You know, we already know, you already what the kind of problems actually. Why he even went further to tell us the solutions he was going to use.
Yeah.
Now that after 5 years, our science about problems actually for what? I mean,
yeah, that's the problem.
And like a Kuba said, just solve it. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Ivan.
So, all right. Let me run. Sure.
Thank you for
coming. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. It's here for Ivan and I think he has educated us on this show for quite some time. The guy, for me, I think is a very, very smart guy. And if you know anybody that has opposing views, because Ivan there, as I said, if you have anybody that is resourceful, our opposing views, you can send his number or to us, and then we can bring a person on to see if he can say anything different. Tinana, I think at this point,
yeah, I know quite which and I will be bigger.
Yeah, I think Ivan has said it all.
Yeah, I'm a more home more yen papa ba me ahwe de in the program no when to man bo E-levy ho asam when to man there or you good another or you bad just me no part don't think that or you bad but when to man can she at the same time in the so when to man make that teachers are suffering and more Joe, I am sure about me when there or to me catch and pass government there okitadama amount when 2 months financially but on about me have a power we be a times 3 that Mexican amount abazin about mazaye said assuming big $100 waiting waste to hospital waiting waste market waiting waste football pitch waiting why what kind as the airport right Kumasi and we see Kotokova market right we see Cape Coast Stadium wako other places waka ye different from na academics kana or you see or the nchobutu was I ba one academics kana e be times more than that ma second mpubiaka moja me show the be Kumasi to Paga Road double road and about me any times 3 of that money into me and find a single project as we say so but there yes ma band be I'm a project in the eye na still do a from Kofu will be with speech. And I am here that I'm a school from Guana. Bow me all lecture one. I'm on Kofno Babe Ghana from Painful. Into bow me in Yandana, of Fanokami. Bow me a should or a Muslim.
That one I can't tell, honestly.
Kwame, Mapocho, I will US. I had it. I will US. What your petrol $7 will US.
No. Aha.
Why didn't about me big in the platform US water petrol $7?
Okay, and me and your speech in the
Kwame or can there. Why didn't about me? Okay, the water petrol $7. Well, bring it to petrol 3.99 almost for $4. Will Kruma.
Wow.
Muslim Anna.
What's your $27?
Yes.
I know some places maybe I may talk gas and got the premium there, it's like $4.
Yes, but on this on $7. And to move for one person yet the whole America. na ka fa that much small boy see e na batonton no we invest product over there. Jesus Christ.
I like, don't they know, say, these things can be cross-checked?
Kwame wo cost test ko krampa da mamleke na se wo bomba pa chaw wo bomba ka do aye no ko ya no fom yes aka gu mframum mo wona odran Ghanaians no wo anapa sebio obi anapa kwa mesafa kan wona adom fm ebia bafa was I news that ba me aka da ma asama wa pra key point wo baka de ba me asama ke aye no kwa this is life won fo no wo baka sim be ba wo maka ya oye sro oye jovia mo de nyiwa me no some commode so unwia bobo kala unwia she say oye de bobo kala no yin commode ni English version wa baba me no de nankasa kaso na nankasa da sro otum kaso nankasa da sro Kwame what's Ghana for yan won feel just like that what's Ghana yan won feel and what you the you go abrochidin you different abanan.
Yeah, that's one of the questions.
20 years, 50 years.
Oh, yeah, I said California, 630.
Yes, or 630 pa. Kwame, or $7 ana.
Why I say $7? Mika. Okay, 630 there.
Government or California or in Ghana.
Obi say $7 is a fact. Inshaba me pacho pa ma menfa me we say me the link to Cassis is here now pacho. Now me avoid this state to cry. I have to avoid that state, man. Me yeah, they state of Mutia
$7.
Wow.
You go abroad and you defend the government. You go abroad so called you have 10 years, 15 years, 20 defend this government. Because one you want to brabo one will show press kitchen or brabo. Yes, because government all about or don't go for boom abroad. It's one who defend that banner because a ambulance. Nabuyasm, Kwame, my ambulance, Nabuyasm, yes, but the insurance, do you last my maca? Some do you free because we contribute. Yet, the road papado, in the road papado. Kwame, since then, I covered all hate you.
My father will quickly.
Transport, so I $1.
Nana was my father will quickly. Me were the Hill newspaper, the highest top of these 5 cities have the highest gas prices in the US. Number 1 is San Luis Obispo, California. Gas is $5.98 per gallon. Leahy, Hawaii, is 5.46 per gallon. Las Vegas, Nevada, is 5.23. The rest are lower. I think the number 5 here, Fairbanks, Alaska, is 4.86. Into you gotta come again, my brother. That's 6.30 there.
Kwame, you be the American. This guy to Nukuma or defend the government. No, yes, or true, or $7. Or to because government's not in the book from you suffer. You suffer. If you not can ask them, no, we need beer. If I found Obodu Kotokako, because we won't be over New York, we won't be over better be your train. Into who how suffering, we are suffering here. Kwame Manda, 24 hours, no abrucha, me a mother ponko, by the way, is a ponko. Because my will see into Muntumanda. And yet, it's about pushing. What you may share when you US, you go Canada, you go Australia, you go you defend this government in Takufa or Bakado, but for example, we defend them. When you saw my man, because we chunk of a bit of butcher or GP or Ghana. A bit of butcher because our customer government and road that had a better road. I mean, what to petrol more about by government transport? What you $1 and I'm a boy. If you move for you free, if we have for us or cutting or you free, if you watch your coupons. Because my time for what because minimum a transport not the map by minimum. Na baby a bus for so or the map one. And the more to petrol, more for bus no my barbecue no my baby man $1.
Wow.
Yeah, in business video $7.
Oh man, like when people say things like that with Google around, don't they know say a best search?
Kwame when you about what to go from because at the on Ivan can at the FM stations and over for NDC over for MPP no not on all contest message birthday message. Hey,
that's a very serious. So better. No pick calls.
anyway, say I do know what then. Kwame me man, Kwame Meli, I wouldn't be sir, a little bit examining your the chair, you got butchery. Maybe this is the year butchery in Butchery being where you wear power so travel bigot. What's the mean yet that? But pay a missing, Makele Mitchell, Mahama Mahama, make a Michako Michako. The money in he beat an Akufado to extend the Akufado as a Poponka. He beat an Mahama, why hasn't the Dampo Mahama here? Because KH market what's in there, or for Otum for no ye, Otum for some for this kind of you, KH market. Next, what is Otum for no ye? A bit na Ghana, a butcher, what's in that tamatri, Akufado and Wyatt tamatri. In Pakuaka can answer the still, what's Akufado and why? Look at this.
Check California.
Yankawasam. Road the white malo, yes, or you interchange. We have why you be other Yakawasam, Papa, be by your prayer more. Just
anyway, hold on, my way in Kaka. California, so 5 point something is the average. Some parts in California, and you should be 20 at 6.5, or some parts of California. But the average is like 5 point something. I think 5.8, according to AAA. It's even called AAA. And I'm quite the average is like 5 point, which is very, very high. But unia into $7 now.
Compare California, pay a waji.
Oh, how did I because the
low argument.
Yeah, because I think California minimum wage is $15 an hour. It's on the young.
It's on all compare or the peg abana okay, or $7. Young compare California road or the whole young compare California different.
I think I don't think ABI Shiraba is here to defend any government, but ABI can't say $7 I don't know what TV and that's why he's saying it. I don't think so.
But come or no comfort on car and for one state. Never inject the whole America.
Yeah, no, hell no.
But we all come on California, also America. Or London or America. One can California and could say, state to America or such in Ghana. New state here, you have the Ghana Bishop of a faith. As a youth taller, and I am fan.
True. It's not same across the state, but the average in California is 5.8 to 5.7.
That's it.
The highest places in California, Mutona and Abu Empire is 6 point something. There's no way in the US $7.
I was a system packet by me about me as an I 6 or 7.
The average in the US is around It's around 3 point something. Because me have North Carolina, okay, be a minimum say be a meton cheaper. Premium you're 4 point something, and a regular at 3 point. Maybe I'm paying 3.4.
My idea is 3.99.
You said the highest you can buy here, maybe some corner Krabby gas station, you know, maybe $4.
Yeah.
It's not. But you know, take into consideration our minimum wage, an hour. Ghana minimum wage. I forgot it. Next time, innocent brand near Ghana, I'm charging it by day. The whole day, no. Minimum income, no. It's less than $2. It's the whole day, no, less than $2. California, no, our be $15. Can you just compare the two of price? You got a cabbage, $3 for California, na 2 cities for Ghana, and then just a cabbage worth for Ghana. Nah,
Baby.
and I will be a gas a new true, there.
And Ghana was such in America. I put him.
My petreba say $4.15.
My petreba
average. It's about me was wrong. That guy, I don't know why we even discuss him. I think at this point he's persona non grata.
No, come you know why? Sebio, young president, so oh yeah, as even says Sebio, Jimmy, no, not about me or
no, you have to retract that.
Yes, no, Mr. Sebio.
No.
Same president, oh yeah, as even name Lugasa, not about no abajas or they are there about me. Young president, oh, you be neighbor about Cape, not about me, or no abaji, that bulletin.
I thought Baumia had presidential ambitions.
Yes, because you're a pump about me, so you're a pump about me, and so a president or Ghana. Let me say, I brought you in Ghana, Unquay. I mean, I brought you in Ghana, Unquay. Because development here be one, to me, force the government there. No, Charlie, walk to school, but me walk to school, I could do, Sibius walk to school, uncle school, more. Listen, minima as all you wait to come out of London, what tell you when you all do. I catch a boss to move out. Fight or no be attention. If you're America, I bet you boss on intent. Now, I'll compare London for the past 30 years to Ghana. There is saving with a saving way.
Wow.
The procedures we use can in London was a call. In America was about. We use can work Ghana, there was a call London, was a call America, was a call Britain, was a call a Switzerland. Now, come in this oh, baby, I will look for what then. Yana border or no. Baby, I will look in Yana border or no. If you look on, yes, yet not far away. Yes, and a dam has no on all of why.
Now, Poland, Belarus, that country somewhere around them. Amaju, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You have a comment to make and a question to ask?
You just mentioned something. I don't know whether it's you or it's your caller. He said the comparison of they how the president and the vice comparing US with Ghana, and I just want to say that is something I personally don't understand, because I realize a whole lot of people will talk and say Ghana, Krania, Broch, and I'll be saying, why are they even comparing these two places though? the way we think, the way things are being done in America, London, US is way different from Ghana. And then
Completely.
again, our population, we are just something little at one corner, which can fit just a small state in America. But then people kept, especially the guy mentioned which is true, because we started doing this thing and we started doing this comparison thing over and over and over. Now all of a sudden our president jumped into it, and the vice is also doing the same, and I'm like, are we serious here? Like, really?
It's almost comical. You're comparing, they just compare apples to mangoes.
Exactly. It
They don't
doesn't
want
work.
they don't want any questions asked.
We have two complete two different opposite, and come to think of it, our understanding of things is way different from the way it is here. So I don't know why everybody seems to think it's okay, we can do that, because it's not making sense to me. Am I am I wrong or what?
No,
I
no, no.
don't get it.
It's not you alone. It's all of us. And sometimes
I don't
I'm make
get
it
it, because something that you understand and follow and do in America, you can't do that in Ghana. Like I said, I just came back a month ago. Today is exactly a month when I came back. I spent less than 2 weeks. I spent like 12 days in Ghana, and I just couldn't wait to come back, because every day the prices keep going up every day. Gas prices was every day, and that affects practically everything.
everything.
It affects everything. And when you get to Ghana now and you see how things are moving, you will not blame anybody though. The reason is because you go like, well, it's a survivors of the fittest. So what you would do to survive is what you would do. That's the way I see it. Because I have $1,000 today, and then I went for gas, and the price was like $5 difference. And then I go the next day and it's like $7 different. And then when I get to the market, the fish that I got for $5 2 days ago, I get back and it's like $10. So, well, I should have been saying it in CDs, but
just to drive it home. Yeah, yeah.
So you see, if and you're on the same salary, let's say your pay is 500,
Your
is
pay
the
that
same.
the only
So
thing that doesn't increase in Ghana
exactly. So
is the
if you really
pay.
think deep, you can't say anything, and then you can just do. So to me, people are just leaving. They are just
Right.
surviving. They are not leaving. It's just a survivors of the fittest, I would say.
Yeah.
But
So
we should
that explains the crime and all that.
exactly. That's
Right.
it. That's it. Yeah. And in this point, we can't blame anybody though, but just the system.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
that's my
messed up.
opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amma. Mr. Barkus.
Yeah, me was something small to share. In Shiraba, Eduminka, I am in Texas. I'm in Austin. I'm telling you the price, the average price, and you are telling me, say, what will Costco na Sam's Club na didn't know. You maybe you don't understand the word average. Secondly, there's no place in US Gati ever hit 9. There's no place.
No place.
In Timen Kwase or car 9, I feel 7. No, don't say that. And the comparison between US and Ghana, no, I also have an issue with it, because one was start US crapple COVID 1 watch. Then the first question I asked, minimum wage will US right? Oh, let's say US do we develop. If you know US is developed, that why are you comparing what I can say US is a developed nation into here to fair home compare? But you are comparing the COVID situations between these two countries. And what compare crowd who say US was hard hit than Ghana.
Oh yeah.
How do you even compare using those things? Oh, COVID naka baby and the US crack or inflation. US by, as you said, anybody who made 75 and under, single person or make iska. After that, warrior 150 and under, woma uska $2,400. On kwalaswa, woma kwalabia $600, right? Even from June to this ending of the year, no, akwala under 5-6 years, woman $250 every month. Oh yeah, under 5 woman $300. Oh yeah, 6 and above $250. All those things in what the man US for you, but in Ghana did they do that? No. So who compare? There's no way you can compare Ghana to you. Let us say within.
Some of them also work school. One on food stamp. Was a count? Was it?
Yes. Even Texas, last year COVID in this now Mofana school. No, they sent out.
They were bringing warm food to the house.
Not even. Yeah, they were doing that. And at the same time, at the end of the year, no, they brought each household $1,200.
Wow.
Yes. And some of him was signed the 500 and 300 and 500 and something or 300 and something. What they buy?
I think it's way Biden ban COVID or Boka. Yet because we saw it.
Now I to say I can say you go
Okay.
And America won't catch it with Sibia. America COVID debate. Won't catch it with so big and I'm what.
80 back is as we are Ivan Carr say these people spent $10 million sharing food in
it is insane.
For 3 weeks.
Okay, people believe it, and yes, people believe it. I can't remember too. It is either NDC or MPP. Whatever NDC says, people NDC and people will be against it. Whatever MPP says, NDC will be against it. People don't even digest. They don't analyze things. All they do is, whatever he says is right. Wrong. We have to analyze whatever they say. Yesterday on one of the shows, $9 walking. That there was another guy I know as Pashu no so. Okay, saying, okay, the same thing. Oh, the gas US $9. Where?
Wow.
Where? It is not.
All they have to do is Google.
They don't verify. All you have to do if you want to verify, just
Google.
Type it, and you will see it. Until say people will analyze things. I was on a fear show yesterday. I said the same thing too. The comparisons in MYA because US even what's the COVID album Ghana for when you're working. US are still our fan crop. So how are you gonna say it's a COVID album? It's a blessing for people too. Just how can say COVID album to me? Only lazy leaders will say that. Only lazy leaders who say that COVID into me find way to fix yourself. Mami who say and we always say it's accountability. We should hold them accountable. How are we gonna hold these people accountable? You can't, because once you try to hold them accountable, they don't. Well, yeah, they don't hold accountable. On Pakunalo on fine PPA boss and ask me okay. It will never happen.
Because even Francis one that woman gas and absorbers working as me. Chris Keller Wazy. One accountant also on good chair. Well, we never we breach law.
And yeah, they big man. And yes, no. George and I said, man, okay. George, today. I had wanted to read it, or if you can read it to me.
I mean, reading George Assembly. I'll say the sad thing is that we always use the argument that US is developed because they have had independence longer than us. But what we fail to realize is that US has gotten to where they are today by gradual and progressive developmental initiatives. But in Ghana, we construct roads today, and in 5 years, the road is full of potholes. If we don't change our attitude, we will be 200 years and still be dealing with the same or even worse issues.
Okay, but who said here? No, what happens? In Ghana, what happens? That is the box stops with leadership. So in the Paco, no, BBC says Ghana, US, no, Asia, one fine just photos says in Tifaco. They will punish you.
Now, the funny part, and said this guy told us 10 kilometers of roads have been constructed. Until me, I was expecting to say we have at least you see some little place that have. Now we can't just all fill potholes. We didn't have kilometers,
And I even grading what the car, regrading what the car. How do you even? I don't know, but you see, nobody is gonna. Will be some question. I don't know. US are not more a gradual process. I understand perfectly. US, so US are on fire money interest say.
No, I think Barrister was saying your point. Say US,
no, I say, and my parents say into our USA. What I'm missing, say US and all your money, they will punish you. They wouldn't say, But in Ghana, they do it, and that is why it's a gradual process. I am partner US develop it.
But yeah, but barrister, that's the one thing you say.
No, I say,
that gradual process, yeah, Ghana, yeah, gradual process.
Okay.
200 never 2 years. Now you're worse than yet to say no cry. So I say.
Because
US almost started accountability and they started right from the beginning.
Yes, accountability. No,
I know,
we don't have it. But Kwame, as I said, no accountability. No, who is supposed to do it? You have checks and balances, right? But she said, Nansenya Parliament, what percent working? Health Minister, what happened? COVID-19 expenditure, what happened? And if those things are happening, I do think that Ghana here and so we get rid of these two political parties, I have the conviction, say, because
how do you get rid of these parties?
NDC will come to power, they will follow the same trend. NPP will come to power, they will follow the same trend. Maybe I have a co-soldier. Now, me co-soldier no Kwame. Maybe I may call my family entirely, me cousins and now they're crying. This was say, me Kwame, or say, fat for Niama, whatever my own to me, so it is a would defeat Niama Kwa. Oh, betro. Madia made a quay, me top, I may share, me jacket, I may share, me pants, me socks, me shoe, and me trousers. That was it. Now me document. Me do her back, duffel back, 2. We load the Niama. You don't buy anything. Pants, back, 7. Underwear, 7. You see, uniform, what the amount, on top of what shoe polish account, everything was provided. But in Ghana, you have to buy it. And hereby, they rosters, what be if you just to get you into the military.
Okay.
That is how it's.
Okay. I may come age actually military recruiter be so jam friend.
Officer young guy.
This is my home face, just a young guy. But anyway.
Yeah, I advanced. I don't want them to be comparing. Because once you start comparing, don't compare only the bad side, compare the good side as well.
Yeah, Mel, that's what we're saying. If you're got a man compare, but if you are comparing, compare it in its entirety.
And yet I won't okay.
And you're cherry picking.
Yes.
Mammy, you wait. Now, I'm fair no compare with the men touch it.
Yeah.
I'm okay, but US, okay, say what's the minimum wage? I will cut on. I say US is developed.
Exactly. That is.
But you're still making the argument.
That is the point I was trying to say. Because Sauka said gas never you deal with USA. The question I asked, and they say minimum wage with USA saying, America say, I say USA develop. But what do you say develop now? Because say, compare a disease. Yeah, because I was a teacher back home. When I came here, my first month pay, nature in Ghana, 2 years. I am telling you. Now, can I ever talk my account to man? I'm afraid you miss 8. Yeah, my it was paying 2 years in Ghana as a teacher. Yes, that was 2003, 2004. I mean,
Dan Ekan, he was recruited in the army in Ghana 2005. He bought everything.
Nail Katakra.
Wow.
Ghana.
So why would you compare the soldier in Ghana and soldier in America and don't mention this?
Yeah, they wouldn't. Obeka so now can the so Obeka so na say ne we. Let my main cousin back on show. Me ko sojim, ma ko sojim me frame. Can you believe say me financial aid nya we it doesn't happen in Ghana. Say bio me wo hey bibi tuma me wusisi so that for beba before me kwesi ma obesiem papa they will give money to my family too. Does that happen in Ghana? 500 Ghana what them won pone if something you see it is sad. Don't compare US and Ghana. Period. Because compare the bad side now. COVID the buy no, a see US, in the UK cry COVID the buy. Aha, we shouldn't let them hide behind COVID now. From starting with Mahama, if you are free SHS in a bar COVID from COVID now Ukraine. Blasters will qualify. Blasters will qualify for cat a problem. And so I am telling you.
Ukraine can't say any Belarus, ne Poland, ne some countries don't want. Eastern European countries don't want that. That can buy no mama monsters.
And no, who said, they are lazy leaders, and nobody is, the youth, you push one can say. The time you push your demonstrations, all these things will change. How can you say, Obini war, I am a effect, but if you have a robust economy, effect are in a beba. I say what say Greyhound bus mo. Whoever port of square won't simple. What I say? Even what escalate? I don't know what can escalate that. What's similar about portals? The way it's now it's a normal car. The shocks are good. The car is good. Into one take that is our U.S. economy. Even though COVID don't know any much effect to our Ghana, but Ghanaians are suffering. And yes, Sikano away they mismanage the economy, and instead of them to say, oh, one kind of what they actually COVID now if you war. And whenever they are talking, they don't say, okay, we also at fault. Yeah, may be wrong. They are always blaming things. When is government also gonna take responsibility for the actions? Hey, sad. Ain't say you tonight, you woman, you be jama NDC, come over, MPP, come over, we have to change the narrative, we have to change things because me, the America, Mamba America, and me bicycle, man, Toby. I was a teacher back home. How much was my pay? And my year 2002 training college 2002, and I have people who are we any doctorate crap we still GS Nisikoji and do 3,005.
Right.
Into your car, and say 3,005 Ghana. Graduate teachers all Ghana. Besides one basic, what are they under GS or they? And a sad situation here, we shouldn't joke with all those things. But meanwhile, politicians are making it big. They are the only people enjoying. You've been defend the Mahama, you've been defend the Kufado.
Right.
I care less about who
not citizens, it's not ironic. If you bring NDC guy, MPP guy, no more argue. You get confused. Who is telling the truth?
Yes.
So the citizens go out. Abra went to me and
because we follow no. So your NDC near we follow NDC or MPP no we follow MPP. And we now we meet baby kakra. There was a lady be a wobi and say, why are you in MPP? Also, na mema yi inti me so me join MPP. Who say some more cano even they wobi and say, now what is the ideology of MPP? Only and I say, oh, me Kumase, me yewe, and me yewe. How? You need to know what they want to do.
I mean, we are on platforms or WhatsApp full of professors, intellectuals, or more kind of the same thing. The same thing. Obviously, we got them me to MPP.
Yes.
Me to NDC. Period. Nothing more, nothing less.
And yes, I yeah. What you say about your creating.
But the purpose.
Dan your commenting on so close to the war. Same boy ma asema ma ka so je mi pepe na obeka
o so no ko Ghana mi o mu tia bibia
o ko Ghana mi na obeka
but the purpose asema leke awo akọ teaching you professor wa Ghana teaching amemenya hwe na me kire beat me kire ahonze wa Ghana with other schools mapa ha me kire ahonze we take 35 per hour.
Yes
mapa was wade with schools and we take 35 per hour.
Or share how I be so Toma
okay beat no show me
for be so Ghana record school because of uti omoka
Ghana mapa ha na me charge with schools and we take 35 when na me kire hodo I'm from school.
And you say when you say if it's a war cannot be because you compare gas prices. Even you might not even feel it. Even though you see, yeah, no, you're free baby buy no, not pressure where yes, because you have to send somebody some money home, right? It's the pressure. But who be someone who come half now every week one more scar? What is the club? No, they don't even feel it all because pay no pay. You may be Amazon. And what I see say $22 an hour. Ain't he from $15, from $14, now go 22 hours. Now what to gas me I cannot and cannot back say cry. Ojala would plan a car or more at the end of the week. This can answer next week will be to car. Do you think that he's feeling it? No. Ain't he that comparison? Yes, say won't trust. It will not help because more compare the white, compare the black side too. You can't just be comparing, say na gas a crowd will say but minimum wage yeah. And will be so taxes. Oh na Kobia what the tax and what it is. I am US at the end of the year, you can file your returns and you get something back. Is it the same Ghana? But are we allowed to do it once open a wire? Now we are how long they be taking out? What the tax you will see what they do. Minimum say HOA. HOA no you me feeling him ha me kwaya we enya buy no ye. HOA is can be the body. Lights in our HOA is can be no ye. Part of taxation ni be no. It's what they are doing. So no, they are doing it. Inti Ochebi, Wakase, war to mana, wardia, and how? But in Ghana, excuse me, it doesn't happen. That is what we are saying. Inti, so Wabakasa won't compare. Okay, one compare roads away you ha. No one compare roads away you Ghana. One compare a Juma away you ha. No one compare more you Ghana. Uba krum ha, upe car toa. U credit in Yempo, ube biato. Nebo na bedding. We reach never so. It doesn't happen in Ghana. Pake and cry. Being and don't compare.
Oh, that's a require mama. You can't even compare.
Yeah, but they're doing
so Obi a bad day. Obi a bad day. You can't compare Ghana. Obi a bad day or Ghana. Or just say 5 cities, 6 cities a day or 10 cities a day. Obi a bad day or California or did 900 cities a day. How can you compare the two?
How can you compare? Inti say oh yes, Anna over say all for petrol say I mean, how are you doing this to yourself? Man.
Or just $120 a day or California. To auto gas $15, auto gas starts $6. You never up to the highest place in California. Not auto gas $6.50. And how not to say wow, what you want I am now? So 10 cities or 5 cities a day.
Yeah.
How auto gas 1 gallon per whole day piece.
Yes.
And Mel, you're sitting here trying to defend that. You always say,
Mel, only say Ghana you tax. I pay property tax in Ghana.
Only Ghana you pay property tax.
Motu may you receipt you see, some of you, I don't know.
You pay property tax too. You pay to the municipal assembly. And then you pay to the traditional council every month. Who told you Ghana in theater?
So onim no can be keke. What to say what's one pia? I say waka so Ghana for nkofu tax. What are you saying? Be specific.
Last and maybe I show you me one time because last year they will be called pizza. And they did receipt to the best to show you. So now was an hour.
No
Pizza. Pizza. Well, your tax bear 5.
COVID-19 tax now.
Yes, your COVID-19 bola tax just yeah, bear 5 taxes. One pizza auto.
But
who said they don't pay tax?
Yeah, and there are a whole say what they blind one so the back make a way and ameko. What say widen tax net. Now you buy no and uncle for will pay tax you 2 million, right? Mobile most my employee for 2 million. Now more 2 million than more employee for 2 million. No one will attack and you 4 million. Why are you just standing on? Oh, yeah, tax net 2 million. That should tell you they are cooking figures, no. So I make 2 million. Why employing for 2 million? Are you saying for 2 million? They are not paid tax. We can't be saying that.
Yeah, 2 million. That was also I employed 2 million. Still, I was saying.
More would you attack 2 million?
That's funny.
I guess here, okay, and you know what? Which would you tax? And we are telling you, $1 crowd property tax, but they are paying. They should account for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are saying. And yes, sir. Hey, yo. So one me was say wabai last time I buy na me Ghana. Wabai na me catch on say we road here we yeah light yeah train insu yeah the buy ball akra mo for bimba anti
trash.
Yeah, because everything here we did it ourselves. Into property tax no wo je dey akwere. Who be some
one of the painful thing when we talk about trash. Hey, time around more Ghana, we start so more fat trash. It was me town no. They had these small companies. Man, be maybe no over Italy. Or you do more trash company, or you do more recycle company do Italy. And almost old trucks in the man. The guy was on time. He was picking out trashes. The fat trash in the crown they provided. And you see company be about Zoom Lion. Yeah, contract now all those small companies and the demand this way fat trash, well no fat trash because bribe man. I mean
answer.
And that's the problem you have in our country.
I said, man, what the consumer defending? Meaning, so house, so Ghana, what the defending that Rebecca Winnie? Why? Say, ya can't more my yanka. That Rebecca Winnie, maybe your party is in power and you are supporting it. Your party will be out of power, and another party, remember, your friend will be ethical decision making. No, more ethical dilemma. Read on it, you understand it. You see, you are comparing and I king, but the friend who said Ghana no obini pay into your property tax 20 Ghana na cry or kind of cry now.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't compare. If you compare to US and you make a mistake because US and at the end of the year, what you make, more than you see, men compare. Men compare because I mean that's what I'm saying. I don't care how much it is. All I'm telling you is we don't have to be comparing because US, as you said, is much developed. And to say maybe a developer now they could compare maybe a developer, you make a mistake. Obi or Ghana, and I make a teacher.
Oh, Mel, are you in what South Carolina? And I say
okay, now who US and who defend it in the so Ghana.
Invite number the yes.
Oh, so on credit I'm a to
Mel, who US and who decide politicians say Ghana wechi.
Oh, Mel is in Greensboro. Hey,
Kwame meji separate meter. Don't care maji and then be my wife. Meji separate meter. We are much bablo. Na ache.
Receipt no. The taxes natural. Ghana watch crowd hotel theater. Vast that. Oh, yeah, there are indirect tax.
Yes.
You know, the tax net is everybody in Ghana, even babies, scratch your tax.
Now, someone said, well, I come out on for us, whatever it's whatever one for no work, and then I walk.
Now pay EY no. Oh, near Jeffrey, or more we are Juma or like income, like we are Juma, pay EY taxes. And then I am more referred to. So probably be a formal jobs in man or mutu jono ticket in mom, no got a ticket at moment a day.
I tax and even on
a tax. Kaya you credit your tax. I don't know about now, but I know mutu 1 CD a day. That
is
no joke. They want to Panama, no. One year, man. There are no public transport, nothing.
None
Her public transport was Austin her COVID by what for bus free.
I said McKenna though.
There are some things that you don't have to compare.
The Ghana politician and catch us say, conform to tax. This tax only this tax pen or come pay as you earn.
Yeah.
And no pen or come VAT in Kaho, COVID in Kaho. Ghana and Tim the Yare, a Yare who tax. Yare bow who children. Yeah, just I no tax. I mean, would you crown just?
Me be defend o. Me be defend only.
On defend.
Me na make dako. Obodu Ghana where the be no Odu airport. Mo wiana there. As you make say yee. Ode ya ka ma mo man na mo nda Obodu airport. Obodu ya wo. Sa $150 here what COVID test here. I want $1 green here. What do $150? You think it was right? I mean, how?
And why
we ended Maminka Wepo in the problems from 2014 still I'm okay the same as me.
You are still telling us our problems. We know it already. Solve it.
We know those problems already. Why are you repeating the same? Yeah, politicians, well.
People say ECOWAS levy in Haiti.
ECOWAS levy, yeah.
You know what? Bola levy for friend a trash levy. Sanitation levy. Yeah, Charlie Krobe and Cranny. Electricity, outside lights, you cry you to
street lights,
street lights, light, you know how. Hey, Krobe and Cranny.
Ghana is not scared of paying direct taxes. They are not scared of because the country doesn't provide a lot of formal jobs. It's nipa any formal jobs plenty. Or no wakotine tomatoes when
Hey, Bama, what's it? Military barracks are not owned by federal government. Hey, what's who wants them all? Who was so the man now? Who to the muda?
Obi nkwatine tomatoes every na for home. No we are on issue no PAYE. Na otiama hwan. He's own boss. So I say it is a government and as a formal industry they create more jobs, factories where they are. Then you get people to pay as you earn.
Yeah.
Who provided jobs? This who prepare as you earn. How do you get that?
And
I think some of us don't understand the taxes. Next time I'll tell me pull beer or take taxes once and now because E-levy the least said about it the better.
E-levy na renko
Yeah.
They will use it, but the government will come back and see that E-levy. Because I don't think it's you see who's a credit who a military barracks and I walk and I say off post housing and I say on post housing. Don't say barracks because barracks, when you are in the barracks, you don't pay for anything. You don't pay for water. You don't pay for. I was in the barracks. I joined the military in 2004 and I got out in 2008, 11. I did almost 8 years. Why?
Maybe.
I was E6. I joined from Killeen. I went to El Paso. What is not owned by federal government? On post housing, is it the same as barracks? You see, you are just confused. There's a difference between barracks and on-post housing.
That's it. Hey, Masade.
Only on-post housing is different. On-post housing, they give you BAH and then they will take it back. Then you have to pay your utilities. And even call more BAS. Basic allowance for sustenance. They give you
pay
Yeah, but what barracks are you don't pay those things. Even what barracks or amount, your woman no amount feeding card or them a done kind. No, okay, the other amount. In the end, would you work a uko difaka ukwa udiko didi? What I say? Into now barracks that would be free. I was in the barracks, and I mean my wife. Into now woman me be but still I was in the barracks. It was my way. And in the barracks, if you mutualize bill.
Oh, hey. I don't think he might.
I am
you don't say barracks in
Minya bonde our barracks when chalai dora when chawata dora.
Only US because US cry barracks no
my interest no ni mo ka obuko bi ya kete. Come on interest so.
All right, it is. It's your point that one say my mama extra 30 minutes for us.
Yeah, that's
do it. We've had a very, very wonderful show today, and I've really enjoyed it. Next week, Abraham Ben Moshe is coming back. Same time, same week. Miriam Ivan Becker says, "See, I'm also my home media." No Becker Sana has said the following week, on also get me about the corruption. So Abraham, the summer he takes it on the religion kind issues. Now we are doing my essential, but that was your last words now.
Yo, you did BBR so we be saying, Kenya yankin, Frenchain, and it's for on Frenchain. But you can so crying, one bone with the no one sharing video, no uncle each. You did BBR for the purpose, salute. Name, hey, my brother Minchino, or him for Antananka. Hanson, yeah.
Club Tizzy.
Quattrocraba for Nalanda Bajifusu, which you.
You should have Ude Shire next week. Next week, them show I'm the link to Sabras. Right. All right. So Mel, Charlie, say they saw them we are home and I'm sure that one day we might meet for lunch. So all of you, thank you for coming on and thank you for the exciting debates and questions and comments that all of you have seen. Thanks to Joe for coming on and expressing your views, and to everybody, OBGH series, Obia, Ishraba, Barrister George as usual, always here, always present. Mel Kabina, thank you, Dan Dick, thank you all of you guys for coming. And then my usual suspect, and I say me home, and then Hadiamba on.
There you Hadiamba.
Hadiamba and Vera Swamba.
Yeah, very samba. Yeah.
I think they might be a forming committee in the investigation.
Especially
who they are causes because these are our mainstays. Okay, on behalf of everybody here, on behalf of High Life Radio and WNRC Essential,